Ladies and saints, it is a pleasure to be here with you. Do forgive me if I'm less than I usually am, as I've not had the chance to sleep. So I'm still basically awake from yesterday. But this is a very important discussion that I'd like to have with you. This is an important conversation because there has been much bloodshed and corruption going on in Tanzania in particular. And this has been at the hands of a female dictator. We often hear the liberal white woman spouting that if women were in charge, all would be well. Women are not meant to be in charge. And when they are in charge, all is not well. This does not mean that every man is a good man or a good leader. Quite the contrary. And that is why we do our work. Today, I'd like to go back in time a bit. We're going to start in 2025, and we will march our way to the present day so that you may understand what has gone on in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, a nation in East Africa.
President Samia Suluhu Hassan, Tanzania's first female president.
So I want you all to hear me and take what I say with great seriousness. I've been very busy. I've not gone live very much because there's much to do, especially as Donald Trump destroys the global economy. In addition to that, I'm finishing what may be my magnum opus, the Black Code. And as I construct it, I see so many things that I must speak about. So many times you see the blacks emulating the whites, whether it's from a cultural standpoint or from the standpoint of emulating racial features, trying to emulate the phenotypical expressions of whiteness. There are differences among the racial categories, and often the blacks are the most lost, emulating the others. Here we talk about a woman who has put on the garb of the Arab Muslim woman, and she has done a rewrite of Islam such that she can appeal to her feminist nature. How is it that you purport to be a Muslim woman, yet you also seek the spotlight in a religion that prizes modesty and for women to be out of the way, not seeking attention, not having eyes upon them? You do the opposite. Islam suggests that we should lower our gaze rather than look upon the female that does not belong to us. And what does she do? Put herself in direct contradiction to Sharia and puts herself in the spotlight. Whether you like Hadith or Quran, you can find verses where it speaks against this. The principle of guardianship, Surah Nisa 4:34. Men are the caretakers of women. Men are the caretakers of women. Women belong to men. As men have been provisioned by Allah over women and tasked with supporting them financially. Over women. So if in the family structure the man is over the woman, how would it make any sense that a woman could be over a nation, especially a nation that includes men, invariably? Hence, she has engaged in what the Muslims call bid'ah. Bid'ah, invention. She has invented her own religion and invented her own reality, one of sickness, one that is unnatural, and what is worse, she has made an entire nation yield. But this can only happen when you have the weak male within the nation and where sickness is prevalent. This sickness spreads around the entire globe. Everywhere you see female leadership and what they lie and call female progress, which is really a society moving backward. That is the euphemism. Women's rights, female progress. It's really a society moving backward. Once you move the woman out of her natural position and you move the man out of his natural position, the only thing that is left is suffering for the society. Birth rates declining. Death is a measure that indicates you're losing. Death, that means you're losing. Growth, that means you're winning. The Western societies, the white-controlled nations are dying. Low birth rate. They also have women advancing. It lets you know that's a misnomer. It's not true. Then you have the African nations, the blacks, doing what they've done many times, following after the whites, even though they follow them to destruction. So we have this woman in the position of leadership, which is to say, in a position out of place. And the Quran itself speaks against this. It's enshrined in Sharia, but she has rewritten it. All of the traditional commentators, the muftis, they argue that Qawwama establishes a natural hierarchy. Why would God appoint man as leader of woman if he would then allow woman to be leader of the nation? It makes no sense. She knows that it makes no sense, but she must make it make sense so that she can engage her dark triad personality, one of narcissism, one of self-seeking, one of wanting control and power. So she lies. And I would like to point out to you that it is not just the female in the religion that would lie so that they could enjoy power. The males too. Religion is a harbor for many with that dark triad personality. It's one of the few pursuits where you can rise up and feel respected while having accomplished nothing. It's one of the few pursuits where you can position yourself as an expert and a scholar while having only read one book. I read the Quran. Now I have infinite wisdom of right and wrong. Or I read the Bible. Now I know all things that are right and wrong, and you should listen because I speak the words of Jesus or God. Religion is a dark harbor for those who are self-seeking and dangerous. I elaborate on this in the Black Code in a bit of a different way. I encourage you all, once it's released, to take the lessons to heart. Anyways, this is a Muslim woman. Imagine wearing the hijab so that you could cover, and then doing the exact opposite of being modest by putting yourself in the spotlight so all can see you. How does the contradiction not make you all sick to your stomach? It makes me sick to my stomach. You can never have a religion or a faith where there is consistency in the belief and in the practice when you do not have one who is responsible for maintaining the purity of the flock. Because then you get these ones who bring in bid'ah, innovation. Yes? If you leave it up to these characters, the Quran will be rewritten in 100 years. You wouldn't recognize the believers in 100 years. You see, the believers, be them Christian or Muslim, they're not supposed to look like those who are worldly. Why I respect the Amish so much, the Mennonites. You can look at them and see not only in their garb, it's not a costume, but in their way of life, that they don't want to be worldly. They don't even want to mix in with the worldly people. They even avoid the appearance of sin. They don't even want to appear as the worldly people. Yet today you can scarcely observe a difference in the conduct of the Muslims and the Christians versus the worldly peoples. And largely it's due to the fact that anyone can call themselves Muslim, anyone can call themselves Christian. And they do.
Tanzania wakes up to shocking news. President John Magufuli is dead. The government says it was a heart condition.
The person who preceded her President Magufuli died at age 61. Why? We'll never know. We'll never know. But what is certain is that age 61 is quite young. If you are old in your 60s, that is because you have not lived your life in an upright way. I remember when I was a youngster, I would observe my grandmother. She was in her 60s, and I thought, gee, 60, that's very old. But as I had time to learn, I realized that my grandmother was old in her 60s because she had not lived in an upright way. I remind all of you that your conduct will decide if you experience heaven or hell here on earth. Probably when you die, you're dead. It's over. Heaven and hell is what you experience on earth based on your good or bad decisions adding up.
2 days after Magufuli's death, Samia Suluhu Hassan takes the oath. First woman to lead Tanzania. First woman to lead any East African country. She's from Zanzibar, the island archipelago of the coast. Worked her way up through local government.
I've been to Zanzibar, quite a nice place, and there are some devout Muslims in Zanzibar. I must say I've traveled widely in Muslim countries from Indonesia to the Kingdom of Morocco to Qatar and all the rest of it. And certainly Zanzibar is the one place when I heard the call to prayer for Fajr, and I was up going to the masjid, and as I walked through darkness in the alleys, there were many brothers that were also going. I'd never seen so many people, such a significant portion of the population, going to make salah in the morning in any country I've ever been to in my entire life. So that was not the country of Tanzania, that was the island of Zanzibar.
Government to minister, then vice president under Magufuli. She was 61 when she suddenly became president. The symbolism was huge. The international media celebrated.
The international media celebrated. Why did the international media celebrate? Because that's what the international media wants. And when we say international media, what we're really talking about are the whites, the Western countries. Yes? That's who we're talking about. And what does it matter what they care, what they think? It doesn't matter at all. But they love to upset and turn upside down your countries and your value system. I assure you, female leadership is a part of a package. It's part of an LGBTQ package. I promise you. LGBTQ, one of their aims is to make things gender neutral. There's no such thing as a woman's role or a man's role. Thereby, there's no such thing as a man's job or a woman's job. And if we're all the same, what does it matter who you love? And by love, they use this as a euphemism or a false way to say who you have intercourse with. What does it matter? Free love. And all of this leads into filth, death, and destruction. Destruction of the entire society. Death of your population growth. And it happens subtly. And they co-opt our women, the natural pairing to the black man. They co-opt them to do the devil's work. Come on now.
Finally, a woman leader.
Finally.
Things will change.
Finally, a woman leader, things will change? Interesting. So maybe colonialism and slavery was a problem because it was men, huh? Not because it was the whites, just because it was men. They bring this gender ideology to us, which is foreign to us. They bring sexual deviance to us, which is foreign to us. They bring their religions to us. All of these things, ideas, mental poisons that come from the outside. I go in deep about this in the Black Box. Excuse me, not in the Black Box, in the Black Code. The Black Box is my book on Amazon. I do recommend it. It is a guide for today, for all of the peoples of the earth. The Black Code is for the black peoples of the earth.
And at first, it actually looked promising. She lifted some media bans, released a few political prisoners, started talking to the opposition, and even admitted COVID was real and encouraged people. This felt like fresh air. Diplomats smiling. Tanzania was back on track. She didn't just inherit the presidency. She inherited a system. Party of the Revolution in Swahili has ruled Tanzania since 1977. That's 48 years. CCM. There are other parties. After independence, unite the country under one vision. And that vision came from Julius Nyerere.
You know, it's extraordinary to think that a woman can be a strong leader in general. If you look at all of the data, on average, this is not their strong suit. This is not their strong suit. By the way, we don't engage debate in our live chat. If you'd like to come on, I will yield the floor to you. This person writes, she a good leader. Yes, you can tell that by the English, the IQ is not there. But we will yield the floor and allow you to come on. All we ask is that you turn on your camera and then you comport yourself in a respectable way without cursing. We'd be more than happy to hear from you. But I think the audience knows that consistently you devils will not show up because all you have are lies and you cannot stand with factual arguments. So you can claim she a good leader, but you won't ever come on and present your arguments, for there are none, and she is not a good leader. In fact, she has been a cruel dictator that has set the country back, and that is what we are talking about today. Shout out to Gary supporting the work using the Stripe link. I appreciate you. And I want you guys all to know that these individuals are devils, these ones who show up. I'll engage anyone in a debate or a discussion. We can build on knowledge, but these devils are here trying to control and guide you. But notice, they think you're so foolish that you don't need to hear any arguments. You just, it's their whole bit is, believe me, bro. Yes. And we see the person is still here arguing. So we're going to go ahead and remove them from the chat. I would encourage my moderators to be more aggressive. Thank you very much. Carrying on.
Tanzania's first president. He believed in African socialism, self-reliance, and dignity for all. At the time, these were noble ideas. A united Tanzania building itself up without depending on former colonial masters. But here's what happens when one party rules for almost 50 years. The ideology fades away, the power stays, and eventually staying in power becomes the only goal that matters.
Well, I agree with her there that is often what happens, and that's primarily because those who are selfish, they tend to want to go into religion or they want to go into politics. You see? Yeah, that's where they go. They're not true builders in the society. They're power hungry. So religion and politics attract people who are psychopaths and narcissists, and they care little for anyone else. Not surprising at all. But we can't blame the party or even party politics. Maybe we can blame democracy. We find that democracy is consistently fraudulent. Yes, it's fraudulent. And it's also a Western concept. And the reason that the West pushes democracy, especially on the third world, is because democracies are weak and easy to overcome. Yes, they're weak and easy to overcome. And we've seen the West do it many times. May I acknowledge Alejandro? He writes, "Peace of Saints, always grateful for your time." Unrelated, but if you have not already taken a look at this particular stock, it's went up 25% in 1 week, 80% in the last month, 135% in the last 3 months. If I looked at it, it'd probably be to take a short position. If it's skyrocketing like that, I'd have to see what the company's about. Certainly, I wouldn't buy it. I'd say it's probably overpriced at this point based on my criteria. Shout out to Nicolas. Writes, "Peace of the Saints, tuition. Is it too late to start boxing for defense at 25 years old?" No, sir, it is not. I encourage it. What are you going to do otherwise, huh? if you're not going to start now, what are you going to wait till you're 45 to start? Yes. Or are you just going to be without the skill set? Yes, of course. Get started. Now is always the best time to start, whatever it is that you're starting. So go ahead and get going. May also acknowledge Michael. He writes, waiting for the black code to be released. The streets and the people need that. I don't think they have the foggiest idea of how much they need it. In fact, I've experienced great sadness just in putting it together, just having to reflect on how far down the black people are in many ways, but the extraordinary potential. And it will take really a lot of iron to put us on track. Shout out to Melvin supporting the work, writes tuition. May also acknowledge Brad, writes, you are appreciated. Thank you, sir. Feels good to be appreciated. And though all might not show appreciation, to those of you who do, I am very thankful. Carrying on.
Surrounding Samia, the old guard, former presidents, retired generals, wealthy businessmen with government contracts. These are people who've survived every administration, every reform, every promise of change. They are not going anywhere, and they have no interest in letting a woman from Zanzibar dismantle what they've built. So,
oh, is that the problem? She's a woman. They won't let her dismantle what they've built? No, that's not the problem. Let's keep listening. But the funny thing is, we often hear these excuses and these foolish reactions, interpretations, and lackluster analyses. And you know you're listening to someone with low IQ when they use amorphous terms like change. Well, we're waiting for change. What kind of change? Change in the economic structure? Change in who owns the means of production? Change in the public schooling system? Change in the national religion? Change in what, you fool? But again, we have people who are low IQ with a platform, and then we have a large audience with low IQ. So we have fools listening to fools. All too clear.
Samia had a choice: fight them and risk losing power, or work with them and stay president. She chose.
Now, the woman making this analysis is an imbecile, because the suggestion that this Samia woman was any different than the other politicians around her is complete nonsense. You cannot exist in that swamp unless you too are a swamp creature. I learned that early from experience. So the fact that she became vice president meant that she was ready to play ball. If she wasn't ready to play ball and could not dig in the mud, then she would have never become vice president. That's quite a high office for anyone, male or female. So the idea that this person, because they are a woman, inherently has merit is completely ridiculous. It's nonsensical. And if we observe how women behave on a daily basis throughout the world, it wouldn't make any sense to assign morality to them. I damn near hate signing into Facebook because all it shows me are women half-dressed. Men don't do that. We find that we have value beyond showing our sexual attractiveness. Women are not the moral leaders in a society.
2,000 Tanzanians killed in post-election violence.
Yes, I've gotten a lot of DMs from Tanzanians. Hey, Marquett, would you take a look at this? Marquett, would you speak up on this? Marquett, there's a media blackout. Marquett, there's an internet blackout. Marquett, I'm scared to say anything. Marquett, people are disappearing left and right. Marquett, I'm visiting my uncle in the hospital.
That critics say tightened President Samia Suluhu Hassan's grip on power. Well, that's the allegation from the main opposition party, Chadema.
Bedridden with bullet holes in his legs.
Damn.
The man, who does not want to be named, went out to fetch water when it happened. Police shot him at his
I don't know why they're showing Brody's toes up close. This person is a weirdo.
doorstep the day after the elections.
Blah, blah, blah.
I found myself on the ground. I looked at my legs and saw I was bleeding. That's when I looked up and saw the police, who were aiming down at me. If my upper body had been in a different position.
Let me teach you all something. Pan-Africanism is fake. That's not a real thing. If you cannot get Africans within the same nation to get along, take South Africa as the best example. You have the Zulus who are behaving like savages and being beastly and accosting those other Africans who are the productive elements in the society, stealing from them, harassing them, trying to shut down and take over their businesses. Yes, if those Africans can't get along with people who look just like them, people who have evolved alongside of them for thousands of years, what is the likelihood that you can expect someone way over in Mali to identify with someone far down in Mozambique? It's not possible currently. And one of the major reasons is because there has not been ideology taught. Saying that you're Pan-African is basically saying, hey, we're all black. We should get along. We should be the same way. We should identify as a part of the same group. However, unlike, say, the Ashkenazi Jews, you don't have a shared religion. In many cases, you don't have a shared language, and you certainly don't have a shared ideology. And that is one of the major gaps that the Black Code fills. It is not to define Pan-Africanism, but it is to create a unifying ideology among the Black peoples of the earth that comes straight from the souls of Black folks, the things that are natural and inherent to all of us. And that has been in lack all of this time. All of this time, the Black mind has been asleep, relying on ideas from the Arabs, from the whites, from the Jews, from outside every single time. And that is why I'm the most hated, because I am a Black philosopher in a time in which someone like myself with business acumen can actually spread the ideas so that they are adopted by the masses. This is not the age of W.E.B. Du Bois with the twisted up mustache, living in the ivory tower, collaborating with whites and Jews, but largely unknown to niggas on the street. This is a different time and a better opportunity. May I acknowledge via PayPal, shout out to Mr. Chapman, writes, this Sunday, SASN New England will be doing in-person fundraising for the training center. We will have a banner and we will be talking to people about our cause. Do you have any tips or suggestions as to how we can be most effective in this endeavor? And shout out to Mr. Chapman for supporting the work here and also being a leader and executive in New England. And my number one recommendation, as always, be yourself, be good to yourself, be good to good people. So I know you guys are going to have a great militants and the security detail will be vigilant. And be a great listener and a hearer. I think that most people know what the problems are. So be willing to hear them and be brief and telling them about what we're doing and make sure we can get the information to them. And your effort works twofold, not only to fundraise, but also to raise not awareness, because people are aware of the problems, but raise awareness of the fact that there are men doing something, men and women in their proper places. And we congratulate you and we thank you and we look forward to seeing the results, and the results can only be good. Shout out to Xavier. He writes, good afternoon, Mr. Burton. I have a serious question. When will the revolution pop off, and how will we be able to combat armies? How many men do we need? I'm ready to change. I'm ready for change. I'm ready to take arms. Well, number one, we are in the revolution. The revolution is now. The revolution has many modes. The revolution doesn't necessarily have to involve violence or arms, but it may. And with the level of entrenchment that we see in the West of those who are evil, this may be a likelihood. But I think that part is far off. And cultural reform, first starting in ourselves as individuals, and it will emanate out into the greater society. So to your first question, when will the revolution pop off? We're already in the revolution. And in fact, all of you are already participating. The only question is, are you proactive or reactive? That's number one. Sometimes you don't realize that the revolution has occurred and we're in continuous warfare. Marquett, what's an example? When I was growing up, you say girlfriend, boyfriend. I'm not that old. Now, youngsters say partner. What the heck does that mean? They've won the war for language. And a victory in language is also a victory in ideology. It causes you to think differently. There are many wars going on. He writes, how many men do we need? Oh, we need the men and the women. We need all of the men and we need enough of the women, but we need all of the men. Yes. And men will go with us as soon as they hear the message. The only thing is some of them haven't heard the message yet. Some of the women, the concubines, they'll just have to be left to their own devices, which is fine. And he writes, I'm ready for change. I'm ready to take arms. Excellent. My encouragement is before anyone picks up a weapon, you first become a weapon. Thank you for that. And we look forward to building something better with you. Shout out to Mr. Chambliss, writes, according to Russian Foreign Ministry, weapons being supplied by Ukrainian groups surfaced with terrorists in Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and Central African Republic. and the Marquett Republic of Congo, Somalia, Sudan, Chad. And he gave a link. I appreciate you providing a link for that. That's not surprising at all. And this makes perfect sense because the Western powers, the former colonial powers, are the ones who have been supporting Ukraine. And so it is no surprise that they would use that opportunity to spread the weapons of war into certain places where they feel the colonial subjects are getting out of line, which is to say seeking freedom. Shout out to Aaron, comes in by PayPal. He writes, sending tuition and appreciation from the suburbs of SD. Shout out to SD. Shout out to all the folks in Dago, unless you meant South Dakota, but I'm thinking you meant Dago. You dig. Carrying on.
I think they would have shot me in the head.
Juma, as we're calling him, is still shaken. He's also traumatized and understandably cautious, initially refusing to speak to us, convinced we were intelligence agents. He's agreed to tell his story so people can know what happened. The full extent of the violence after the disputed poll is still unknown, but clues have been emerging, like these images that appear to show armed men using violent force against protesters.
Now, the interesting thing is those armed men, you observe that they did not have on uniforms. Well, very strategic. This is not the first time a government has sent out killers that are not wearing the uniforms of the government. That is, the uniform of the army or the police force. Those of you who live in the developing world or are in the developing world, and America is increasingly becoming such, you'll observe that your police officers there are carrying long rifles, large guns. And in fact, you'll see in New York, a lot of the officers are carrying these big guns now instead of what you would think would be a standard issue handgun, you know, something small Ruger, something like that, small Smith & Wesson. But instead they have these big guns as they do in the third world. And now we are controlled by a crazed dictator who says things thoughtlessly and speaks of violence and no one says anything. And that is because the white majority of our country is still as vicious and evil as they have ever been. And I shout out to the good peoples of the earth of whatever color they are. But there's no doubt that we are in a dark time when the president of the United States says publicly, if Oman does not obey me, then I'll blow them up. Well, Oman is not your personal possession. It seems as though he thinks he's King Leopold and Oman is Congo. And none of the whites seem to say anything about this. And the reason is that they consistently stay on their code, which is one of wickedness and deception. And that's why we don't see any change. It is a minority of the white people who are good people and who do not condone this. Shout out to the Weathermen Underground. Mike came in a strong way. He writes, beyond just watching, I believe in the SASN movement to the absolute core of my being and existence. I stand with the saint and the vision 100%. Masterful work. Peace of the saints indeed. I appreciate that. And that is precisely what we need, because we know in advance they're going to do everything to destroy me, to tear me down, to create lies, to shadow ban me, to make me invisible, to put me in poverty. And they'll do all of that just to destroy the movement and keep everything the same. They know that their typical tricks won't work. They can't send women at me. They can't send Skittle guzzlers at me. They can't cause me to overdose. It's well known I don't do drugs or intoxicants. And so they're going to have to resort to some devious stuff, truly going to have to resort to some devious stuff to get me. It won't be easy.
The number of the dead is still unknown. Some rights groups say it could be in the hundreds. This resident tells us what he saw.
I heard loud sounds. Pop, pop. It was gunshots. I stood and saw a body here, a body there, another one there in pools of blood. I felt so confused I couldn't even run. It's true that people have died. Many people have died.
Bro said, I felt so confused I couldn't even run. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a major difference between Africans and foundational Black Americans. Never seen a nigga hear a gunshot and was like, I just can't run. It's too confusing. I can't run. Niggas hear a gunshot, you just on some cartoon-ish. Nigga be gone. Nigga clothes be floating in the air. Nigga got to reach his hand back like a cartoon and grab his clothes. What? What in the world? And that, ladies and saints, is a lack of manliness. Men have presence of mind. When the shots start going off, the women are the ones who start crying and getting emotional. No men, when the shots go off, you should be thinking, I trained for this. Let me take cover. Let me make sure that I can reach the strap. I already have one chambered. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of here. And I always say, saints, we travel in tribes. We should never be alone. There should never be one saint. That's not a thing. It should always be the saints. And when it pops off like that, we should always be ready. You'll notice I only live in states that are open carry states that have got a little bit more freedom, because I'm riding around with that thing like a cowboy. You dig? Disgusting. That is not manly. Shout out to Civilized Barbarian Rights. Thank you, Marquett. Yes, indeed, bro, over here talking about, I couldn't even run. I was so scared. This man was paralyzed with fear. You might be thinking, Marquett, well, what about you? You ever been in a situation where people are shooting? Unfortunately, yeah, a couple times. Grew up in the hood, my nil. You dig? It be like that. Yes, indeed. And I keep mine like Yosemite Sam.
Died. I witnessed it with my own eyes.
The government has yet to address the alleged killings.
Alleged.
2 weeks after the election, life in the largest city, Dar es Salaam, resumes cautiously under a watchful state.
Is that a tank? Just imagine they have a tank on your local streets. I've been to Dar es Salaam. I've been to Zanzibar, where the current sitting dictator is from.
While recording this, a team filming for DW was stopped multiple times by armed police.
They're stopping freedom of the press. That is one of the hallmarks of a dictatorship.
But Vice President Emmanuel Nchimbia insists all is well.
Oh, so you're saying that the black politicians in Tanzania lie just like the white politicians in America? That it's virtually the same thing going on, that they tell you do not believe your eyes deceive you? It's kind of like when Donald Trump says all is well, but you go to the gas station and you damn near got to make a house payment to fill up your tank, but all is well. When he lies and says that there's not going to be any tariffs, the foreigners are going to pay the tariffs, except you're still paying them regardless, except like, oh man, these lies are adding up. Said the Mexicans going to build the wall. They're going to pay for the wall. Only 6% of it got built and they didn't pay for it. Lies upon lies. And not until the people take up arms, not until the penalty is death, will we see these people start to get in line. Political office should not be a place where people go to line their pockets. Trump family, Bush family, Clinton family. It should not be a place where people go for selfishness. It is somewhere you go to be a servant. You should go there after you've already been successful in business. You should go there when you have something to contribute, where you have a track record of doing for people, of building.
The government of President Samia Suluhu Hassan has taken steps to restore unity in the country. Now our country is calm and everyone is following the rule of law.
But under that law, nearly 400 people have been charged with election-related offenses. Among them is TikToker Jennifer Jovin, also known as Niffer, who's been accused of treason for posting this video. In it, she asked her followers to buy masks for protection against tear gas on election.
So, all of this, first off, Africans dance too damn much. God damn, Africans dance too damn much. Always big teeth smiling and dancing. Now, me personally, I think dancing is a spiritual thing. I think we should all dance, and we should all dance frequently enough, right? At least maybe once every 2 weeks, get you some dancing in. But God damn, they dance too much. Don't make enough study of science and mathematics and economy and of culture and of their own history. Always dancing. Yeah, I think black folks around the world could use a little less dancing.
Reports suggest detainees are being...
Boys walk around barefoot. You hear me? And these look just like Africans. When I'm in Africa, this is what they like to wear. You know, there's some like very low cost flip-flops, some denim jeans. No matter how hot it is, they're wearing denim, and a soccer jersey. I don't know the teams. I'm a black American. We don't really mess with soccer like that. But yes, indeed, these are real Africans. I can vouch.
Abused.
It's not even a secret because we made presentations in court that they've been tortured, very serious torture. Some exhibit outward signs of injury.
As Dar es Salaam, or Haven of Peace, tries to reclaim its name, so too does Juma with his life. It's not so easy. Any slight movement causes pain, sending him back to election day.
Right. Testimonies like the ones you've just heard are rare. Many Tanzanians.
That's a fact. I agree. There are a great deal of Tanzanians that have reached out to me. I said, hey, would you like to come on and have a conversation? They're like, oh, absolutely not, nigga. I still live in Tanzania. You trying to get me disappeared? So I understand. And then look at this. You have the blacks, once again, wearing the outfits of the whites, or they'll wear the outfits of the Arabs, or they'll wear the outfits of the Ashkenazi Jews, never their own. Yes, I address this in the Black Code. And I tell all of you who get the Black Code, there will be ideas in there that are revolutionary ideas. And it'll be hard for you to accept it because you're so used to believing that ideas and information is only correct if it comes from outside of you. I know it'll be hard for many of you to accept that there are black people who can think. I know, because you've relied on the religions and the ideologies of others for a long time now. Imagine, they were talking about the founder of the modern Tanzanian state being a socialist. Where'd that come from? Socialism, Marxism? Was that a European thing again? Extraordinary.
Are too afraid to speak out, fearing for their lives. That's why the words of Archbishop Jude Thaddeus Ruwaichi in Dar es Salaam on Monday were so striking. During a funeral service, he condemned the killings and called for urgent healing in Tanzania.
Okay, so we've seen N-words dressed up as... Let me remember this timestamp. Can somebody tell me what time we're at in this video? Gentleman says, is it going to be a book or a course? It has to be a course because I don't want it to be cheap enough that the devils buy it. I don't want the devils buying it because they should not know anything about it. It's kind of like the Ashkenazi Jews have the Talmud. The Talmud is not known to the public. The Talmud is not supposed to be read by those who are not a part of that group. You see, you don't want the enemy having your playbook. So it will definitely not be a book. Someone tell me the timestamp that we're at, right? Oh, it's 53 minutes. Great. Thank you. Carrying on. And thank you to those who support the work.
Has been wounded. It has lost its dignity. Because of what transpired during the week of the general election. It has not only lost its honor, but also its people. Citizens who were unlawfully killed. There are people who were killed while demonstrating.
Yeah, what are the chances that this guy's going to be helpful? What are the chances? If you look at the history of when and how this religion was brought to the African continent, it came from the white man and it came with violence and it came with mental control that's still there. So what are the chances he's going to be of any use or any help? None at all. In fact, he represents a vestige of colonialism still there. Yes. And then look at this question. It only shows you how needed the Black Code is. Is the Talmud from God? Is it from God? Is the Bible from God? Is the Quran from God? Are any of them from God? Are you from God? Silly boy, sit down and shut up. You don't need to talk in this chat anymore. With love, I say that. With love. After you read the Black Code, you study the Black Code, I think you'll understand why I'm so disgusted by that.
To the Tanzanian government, but did not receive a response. Authorities have warned that anyone sharing images or videos of the dead will be charged with treason. The UN Human Rights Chief Volker Turk says there are signs of a possible cover-up, citing...
Then the white man comes in to say, hey, you guys are doing harm there. Well, they learn from the best. Anyways, I see that we have a number of mentally ill folks in the live chat. And I would like to give you all an opportunity to speak up. If there is anyone in the live chat, I'm going to give you a few minutes right now in the live chat to say, hey, I'd like to come on. Either A, I'm a hater and I'd like to explain why I'm a hater, or B, I disagree with you and I'd like to explain why I disagree. I'd be more than happy to platform you. because it is in these discussions that sometimes people are able to have an epiphany, not necessarily the person I'm talking to. They may be forever gone, but someone watching may say, I never heard it explained like that. Or I never realized how dumb that was until I heard someone say it out loud, and have that argument completely obliterated by someone who actually uses their brain. So I'll yield the floor right now for anyone to request the floor. And mind you, I never expect anyone to do it, because I think people can, like, every now and then, they feel really confident in the chat, but then when I say, okay, well, come on down, then they can more accurately look in the mirror and say, oh, actually, I'm not like that. Actually, no, that guy's pretty smart. I'm just sit down and shut up. So you'll see that the live chat has frozen now. You see, it's frozen because all the people with big mouths realize that they don't have big brains. Give you guys a little more time. Extraordinary. Turns out I was right. You see, even Marquett, 2 days awake, didn't even sleep last night. Still, me running on low is still a lot better than a lot of folks who have something to say against the ism. Marquettism is for the kids. Marquettism saves lives. Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Okay, folks. So let's see. Yep. Okay. No one's stepping up. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I think you guys know all these ideas that you guys are forwarding, your socialism, your communism, your Christianity, your Judaism, your Islam. I think you guys know all of that stuff has not helped the black people. I think you guys know that. Thanks. Shout out to the first bowler alert. Mike writes, the training center represents the highest level of execution on the internet, bar none. Brick by brick, the SASN is shifting the culture permanently through action. It is an honor to back the facility. Peace and saints. I appreciate you. And shout out to all the folks who are supporting the training center. Let me see if I can find the link to it. I'll drop it in the chat for those who want to support. And I look forward to the day that it is erected. And shout out, I can see the last person to support was Prince. So shout out to Prince supporting the work, the training center. And the neat thing about this training center, and I want everyone to remember this and mark my words, is that all of the money that you guys put toward the training center, and it's currently at $51,000, and that has been since August 7th of 2025. Every penny is documented publicly, unlike, say, Dr. Pumar. I'm not saying, hey, send a check, a money order, Cash App, PayPal, hit the Cash App, hit the Cash. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying to donate to the training center, use this one link. And because there's one link and the money raised is publicly displayed, we can never have any question about how much was raised or where the money is going. It's $51,801. That's how much money has been raised. And when it's time to allocate the money, that is the exact amount of money that'll be allocated. For what we need to build, we need $2 million. $2 million. I repeat, we need $2 million. Now you might say, Marquette, that's a lot of money. Actually, it's peanuts for a commercial building. Frankly, I'm probably gonna have to fill in the gaps quite a bit with my own money, unfortunately. But $2 million will get us a decent sized building. And we need it to either be a building that we buy or a building that we erect. And ideally, if it's a building that we buy, we want it to be located in the state of Texas or the state of Florida, primarily, one or the other. And if not, in the state of Georgia. Those are the only 3 states that make sense for what we're doing. And lastly, if we have to build it, no problem, we'll build it. If we buy the building, it'll be a building that's well located, meaning closer to major airports, so it's easy for people to get there. And if it's a building that we have to build, we'll be building something brand new. The cost will be higher, land and otherwise, and it'll be a bit more remote. But either way, we're going to get it done. And I thank you to those who have supported the work, because one thing you guys can vouch for about me is I've been doing this for a while. I've been doing business for a while. I've never had any scandals, never had any financial concerns, never had anyone say, hey, this guy does bad business. Never happened once. And I have a track record of doing business at a high level. So I'm talking about what I can get done based on what I have done. I'm a guy, unlike other people you see on the internet, I've opened offices around the world. I have an office in South Korea. I have offices in Puerto Rico. I had offices throughout the United States. I did deals in China. I've done real business. I've had employees across 5 time zones, whether we're talking about Ukraine before it was destroyed, Ukraine, India, South Africa, Korea, China, factory in China. So I really do business at a high level. Dr. Umar, I think he maybe started with good intention. He never had significant money. And when that money was coming in, he didn't keep that money separated from what he was supposed to be living on. And I think that's kind of where he fell apart. In addition, he didn't estimate rightly what he needed to actually put a school together. Now imagine, the guy's never even owned his own home. So how can he estimate what real estate should cost, how much you're paying per square foot, what a commercial building needs to operate? None of those things were accounted for. So of course, he's probably going to have a lot of challenges. It's going to be expensive. And also he has a gambling habit. We've seen him many times sitting at the slot machines, joking, I'm going to hit this slot machine. We going to win the money for the school. But it's like, buddy, that's not funny. Like slot machines and gambling, that's not funny. That's a vice. I've been to many casinos. As you guys know, I lived in Las Vegas, and I used to maintain a suite, at least one on the Strip, sometimes 2. And you see that the blacks are disproportionately represented in the casinos, which makes no sense because they're the lowest income major group of people who are low income. So they shouldn't be there. And also, I don't think their math skills are adequate to be in a casino, and anyone with math skills wouldn't be in a casino 9 out of 9. So this is the moral backwardness of the black people. And I'm not saying you can't have fun sometimes. I'm just saying that you need to have fun according to your budget. And black folks mostly don't have the budget for that, truth be told. If the right people were in casinos, it would be the ultra wealthy, because what you're doing is playing with money. And people who don't have money should not play with money. You should take money seriously. Individual rights, can I still debate? My homie watches your channel and said you were calling out your viewers. You may have money, but you have idiotic takes. But hey, so does everyone. Oh, very good. Very good. And you'll notice again with these kind of individuals, you look at the English is utterly terrible. And instead of, you're asking me for a favor, and while you ask me for a favor, you insult me. So this is the low quality of human. I'm very happy most of these folks don't get to reproduce. So anyways, yes, I will drop the link for you. He says, my homie, my homie. Says you have money, as though I got money on accident. Black men don't usually get money on accident. And if they do get money from the fruits of the body, being an athlete or sometimes being an entertainer, then the money quickly disappears. I got all of my money from here, my boy. So you're probably gonna have some challenge, but there's the link for you, little buddy. All we ask is that you are not vulgar. You've already proven that you are vulgar. So I ask you to try to pretend. So try to pretend for a time that you are not vulgar, and come on and have a conversation in full honesty. Don't be scared to answer questions. Just be yourself and be open. That's all I ask. Be open, answer questions, participate. Says, will he show up? Probably not, but there's the link. You guys all see the link here. There you go. And you know that this is not a man. He's an internet personality, an internet nerd. He talks about takes. You see, the funny thing is that I don't do takes. I'm doing revolution. I'm the only person on the internet that's not about takes. If I was about takes, I'd do reaction content. I'm more clever, more funny than most of these guys. So I just do reaction content. I'd rake in huge views and convert that to dollars and, make even more money. Nobody knows about Tanzania for the most part in America. So I know in advance that this is not going to be a well-attended session. The reason I do it is because it's important news that needs to be heard. So the idea of takes, it lets me know that you're a dimwit. Like you can't see what is abundantly clear. And please don't take forever. We don't have all day, my dear boy. Go ahead and hit the link if you're going to hit it. And if you're not going to hit the link, just say that you're not going to hit the link. Don't waste our time. And now also, that's very Caucasian talk right there, the caucasity of it. You see, black people need to speak like black people. And I realize that the foundational Black American, everyone steals our slang. But when you're writing, you need to write in mainstream English. Don't use internet slang, takes. Don't use internet slang. Write in proper English. Use a capital letter at the beginning of a sentence. Use punctuation. Try to exhibit that you understand grammar. You see, my work can't be compared to anyone's work. No one. Marquett, what do you mean? I did a lecture about the Weathermen Underground, a revolutionary group of young white people. Most of you have never heard of that. So again, I know in advance, if you've never heard of these people, you're not going to click the link to watch the live stream. I do it because it's important for your edification and knowledge. Takes, that's reaction based. That's content that is going to get high views, and it's usually content that mentions some celebrity or some influencer. I rarely do stuff like that. Oh, guy's not showing up. So again, we have people playing games. We have people playing games. Where'd he go? Oh, it's a pity. It's a pity. And this is one of those things that, and so I guess the answer, will he show up? The answer is no. This is one of those things that's quite comical because so many people say things, oh, I'll expose you, you're fake, you this and that. And we know that they're lying because I always give these people a chance. I always give them a chance to come on and expose because I would like to be exposed. I really would. I really would. And then we have another mentally ill person. Young lady, I invite you to come on and express yourself. Right? It's the mental illness. And that's how you know I am the truth, you see. And this is something you observe with the devils. The devils are always involved in what the black folks are doing because they have to keep an eye on you to make sure that you don't become productive, you don't do anything meaningful. And that's actually good military strategy. Know thy enemy. And so what's happening with this high testosterone LGBTQ woman right here is that she does not want me to wake up the people. She wants them to be victim of her ideology so that she can be viewed as a normal person in society when in actual fact, she's not a normal person. She's a deviant. And so her goal is to brainwash you, which is something that requires her to push forward the poison that it has claimed much of Western society. Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't even have to be a debate. She doesn't have to come on and debate. She can come on and discuss. I'm more than happy to discuss. Like, for example, this woman says something is seriously wrong with this guy. And again, you need to figure out punctuation. And this is why the training center is not only teaching about character, it's also teaching the basics of the English language because language is very important for succeeding. The language of this land is English. And being a female with poor English really speaks not very well of you because females acquire language skills earlier and faster and with more ease than males. So we have this individual, right? Something is seriously wrong with this guy. And this kind of language, this guy, is an attempt to be disrespectful. My name is clearly on the title of the video that you're choosing to watch. She writes another Kevin Samuels, always dwelling on the female. Well, first off, men are the leaders of females. And you see, this lets you know she has that lesbian spirit because she does not want to be led by a man. We're your natural pair and your natural leader. So that's number one. And then number two, to compare me to Kevin Samuels doesn't really make sense in as much as when Kevin Samuels was 30, he was broke. When I was 25, I was the CEO of an international corporation. When Kevin Samuels was 40, he was broke. when I was 30, I was well off, running multiple businesses with my own factory. So I don't think that makes sense. When Kevin Samuels was 45, he was working at the perfume counter in Macy's. When I was 35, I traveled to the majority of the countries on the planet Earth by then. It's just not sensible. Kevin Samuels claimed that he had a university degree. I said that was a lie. He denied it. Then he went on Vlad TV and admitted it to Vlad, that he actually didn't get a college degree. He just lied about it. Conversely, I have multiple degrees from top 20 universities globally ranked. So I don't know. Kevin Samuels used to look sharp in his suit. It was a nice suit. It's off the rack though. Every single one of my suits since my early 20s is handmade from scratch. Masterpieces. They should probably go in a museum after I'm out of here. I don't think you can compare anything. Like you're comparing someone who was, their whole life was either below average or average to someone who their whole life was above average. It's just the truth. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying deal in the facts. That's all I ask, is deal in the facts. That's all I ask. I'm not asking to be respected more than I deserve. I'm just saying respect me at the level that I actually am. That's all I ask. Because when Kevin Samuels was renting a room in the home of an overweight white woman, and you can see the evidence on YouTube, while he was doing that, I was in my early 20s driving BMW Z4s with the top down, living in San Francisco, in Pacific Heights. Come on, what are we talking about? There's no comparison whatsoever. While Kevin Samuels got his start late in YouTube, I was already running international businesses. Like, people know my name around the world in my industry. I was successful in my industry. So what's the comparison? There's no comparison. The problem is that people with low IQ, they have a limited, they're parochial. Their mind limits their ability to understand the world, especially new phenomena. So the best they can do, because they lack an internal content structure, is they can compare something new, and that usually boggles the mind of a simple person, to something that they've already seen or heard of, you see? So that's what the low IQ people do. They try to compare to something they're familiar with, but being that they're parochial or provincial, they've not seen or heard of much, especially those that are uneducated. What's your beef, Bruce?
Oh, good day to you, sir.
Thank you.
I just hear you talk so much about this whole traditional women lifestyle, and
Very good.
I just
Real
don't
quick,
agree
are
with
you
it.
the first person that asked for the link? I just want to figure out if you were one of those persons.
Yes.
Were you the guy who said your takes are bad? That was you?
Yes, I do think you have some bad take. You may be intelligent in what you are intelligent in, but
I'm curious. Am I more intelligent than you are?
there may be an area of expertise. There may be an area you have more expertise in, but I definitely believe there's stuff that I am
You're talking very slowly.
much more skilled.
Mind you, I haven't slept since yesterday, so this is your best chance to outshine me, and I'd be excited to see that.
I mean,
What I'm
this is not
asking
about
you-
outshining.
No, it
but
absolutely is. It absolutely is, because you're not building
I
anything.
don't
So
care
you're-
about
no,
what you do.
One second. You're not building anything. So you're merely coming on here to engage in intellectual contention.
What do you mean
So-
by I'm not building anything?
Oh, what are you building?
I have a business, an HVAC business. I work for myself. Yes.
I see.
This great
Okay.
house, I pay for everything by myself. And I'm not bragging,
Aha.
but when
No,
you say
there's
building,
nothing wrong
everyone,
with- Sir, you have a Cinnamon Toast Crunch in your background. So what I'm telling you
what's
is
wrong
that-
with Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Well, if you'd get the box and turn it to the back and put the camera on it, I can tell you precisely what's wrong with it. Unfortunately, when I was a young child growing up in Los Angeles in the ghetto, I unfortunately...
Can we just
ate
get back to
some-
the topic?
All of this matters. That's why I said, before you come on, be open and willing to talk
A
about
Cinnamon
everything.
Toast Crunch box matters about you
Absolutely.
talking about women need to stay in the
we'll
kitchen.
get to all of it. I have time.
What
You
does
have
that
time.
have to do with anything?
We both have time. So if you just calm
I mean, I
down.
sort of don't. Like, I'm sort of
No.
in a rush.
Well, but you said you were intelligent and you own your own business, so you should be able to control your time because you're a boss. And
Well,
being that
I mean,
you're a
I don't
boss,
know.
that's
I
why
feel
you're
like-
here. That's why you're here to give
I feel like
advice, because you're
intelligence
accomplished.
is subjective.
Yes.
So, like me, I'm a person that loves to learn. That's why I
Good.
listen to a lot of different people.
That's very good. That's very good. So I want you to open your mind and be willing to take our time with this conversation. And remember, you came onto my platform. I'm not on your platform. So you're on my platform, and on my platform, we talk about everything. And I always tell people that we will investigate the speaker, because you're here in a fairly, I'd say you got to be pretty cocky to come on and say, hey, Marquett, you have bad takes. You say stupid things and I know better. And I'm saying, well, fantastic. I'm granting you to engage that, but we're going to engage everything. So do you understand my position?
I never said I knew better. I'm just saying as an intelligent person, which I consider you to be pretty intelligent, how could you say something that stupid? Like, do you know the advancements women have had in science to the stuff that we use today?
Evidence? One second,
Imagine
sir.
if those.
If you come out for one moment, what is the evidence of your intelligence?
It just depends on what your definition of intelligence is. That's why I said intelligence is subjective. Some people might think only people with doctorate degrees are intelligent.
That's fine. That's fine. If you would be kind enough to give me examples of your intelligence.
I mean, I've been able to provide a pretty good life for myself, I feel like.
Would you be kind enough to go somewhere where you have better service, because your image is frozen? I really want you to apply yourself. I'm asking you politely, what is the evidence of your intelligence? Would you elaborate?
I mean, I own my own business. That's what I feel like. I feel like true intelligence is how you survive. I feel like true intelligence is how you survive, and I'm more than happy with my survival. I have a lot more than a lot of people.
Very good.
I feel like.
So now you're coming on here to go against me. And so you said you own your own business. Do you believe that the business or businesses that you own are more profitable than the business or businesses that I own?
I mean, no. I mean, I know I probably don't. If you make what you say you make, I know I don't make as much.
What have I said that I make, Bruce? Because I actually try.
Well,
I
I've
try
seen
to go
some of
out
your
of my way.
about.
1 second. I just want to note, Bruce, for the public, I go out of my way to not say what I make. I don't want to say what I make publicly.
Well, what you imply through your videos? If your videos are real, like I've seen you have whatever your house being built in your Burton plantation where you're going to put, I've breezed through your videos because, you do have some knowledge, but some of the stuff you say is just why I stopped watching your videos. It's just like, come on.
Okay, Bruce. So you, sir, are the problem because you say to yourself, and you don't realize that I'm telling you, if you'd listen, you don't realize that it's subconscious jealousy driving you. And when you have someone who is sincere,
I've never even seen you with a woman.
You have to stop.
Okay, I will.
You have to stop interrupting, Bruce. And really, I find it even more comical. You say that you've never even seen me with a woman. I tell you the funny thing, Bruce, you maybe have never seen me without a woman. You've never seen me without a woman either.
You're not with a woman right now. Where is she?
Is that a fact, Bruce?
I don't see a woman.
Okay, so let's do this. Do you believe that?
What does it have to do with anything? This is not a comparison between me and you.
Calm down, Bruce. You interrupted and you said that. So why is it that when you bring up something and then I pursue what you're saying and you're about to be pinned down, then all of a sudden you want to change the subject? Have you noticed that, Bruce?
You've been changing the subject since we came on here.
Bruce, you brought up women.
In society.
1 second, Bruce. You said that you've never seen me with a woman, and then I was about to dig in on that. Calm down. I was about to dig in on that, and then all of a sudden you want to go to something else. And this is the reason that you want to go to something else. It's because you know that you're about to lose on an argumentative point. You're not an honest person, Bruce.
I don't care. This is not an argument I want to have. I didn't come on here to have this argument of a comparison of me and you.
Bruce,
I came to talk about the importance of women in society. And as you call yourself an educated man, how can you say women need to stay in the kitchen? Do you know how far back our society would be if women just stayed in the kitchen?
Why do you keep lying? You said earlier, how much money I say I have, but I've never said how much money I say I had.
I actually reviewed your book on Amazon, and it said that you supported traditional women need to stay at home, specifically on the book. The description on Amazon, let's pull it up.
What book?
But the black box, is that not your book?
That is definitely my book, and it's a phenomenal book. It's rated 5 stars. So
I'm
and
sure it's great.
it's a phenomenal
But in the
book.
description of that book,
So,
maybe Amazon put it, you said
have you
women
read
need
the
to
book?
stay at home.
Bruce, have you read the book?
No, I have not yet purchased the book. I thought about it.
I didn't say have you purchased it. I said have you read it?
No.
Okay, Bruce. Now, what we again see with you is that you're a person of low character. You're not a man because you're attempting to argue about something you said is written in my book, but you've not even read the book. So we see that you have no morality. You're a liar.
If it is in the description of the book, it's pretty safe to assume it is in the book. Why would the book describe?
Sir,
why would the
sir,
description describe something about a book that is
you're
not in the
lying.
book?
Sir, you're lying. And as one
Go
who
on
literally-
Amazon and look at the description
I don't
of
need
your book.
Amazon. I have the book right here, my dear boy. And not only do I
Okay,
have
well then
the
maybe
book, I even
Amazon
have,
bullshitted.
I even have the first version of the book right here, my dear boy. And what's more, I wrote the book.
And
So you're
honestly,
talking-
I actually do remember you talking about
second, my
you
dear boy.
believe in
Hold
what
on.
is called the
One
nuclear
sec.
family.
Can you calm down for a second, young man? Just calm down. You brought up the black box and then you just lied, and I'm about to correct it. So if you don't hate the truth, if you just hold on a moment. So just hang on.
Can I send you a screenshot
Sir.
of Amazon and how the Amazon described your book?
Sir.
I'm just giving you, I haven't read the book. I read the
Can you
description
calm
of the
down?
book.
Can you calm
And
down,
in the
sir?
book, I'm here
Sir.
to debate that. And if you don't,
Sir,
if you
if you
don't
could-
feel that way, if you
sir,
don't believe
sir,
in the
if you could
traditional
calm
nuclear
down-
family, then it can just be
sir.
over with.
If you can just
But that's what I
calm-
came to debate.
Bruce, just calm down, please. You're not an honest person because
Bro,
you're
you
talking
do this
about-
egotistical
Sir,
thing.
calm
Every
down.
person you have to
Calm
compare them
down.
to you to make
Bruce,
yourself feel better. It
Bruce,
doesn't matter.
Bruce,
I live a
Bruce,
great
wait,
life.
Hold on one second, Bruce.
Whether or
Hold on
not
one
you're
second.
a billionaire
Bruce,
tomorrow
hold
or
on.
broke tomorrow, it
Bruce,
doesn't matter.
Hold on one moment, Bruce.
Let's
Hold
get
on
to the
one-
point.
Bruce, calm down, Bruce. You brought up yet another argument. I'm responding to it. And the moment we realize that you're a liar, you want to go on to the next thing. So just calm down.
I am a
You brought
liar.
up- You brought
About
up
what? Okay.
You brought up the black box. You stated that the black box in the description.
Technically, I brought up a description of the
Oh,
black
my
box.
goodness. Sir, calm down. Why do you keep
I never read it.
interrupting? Why do you keep interrupting? It's
Because you
two
keep
people.
you
You keep interrupting.
you keep
are so
making up
rude.
things.
You have to calm down, Bruce.
Oh.
Stop it. You need to stop talking. It's not your turn now. Let me correct you. You're talking about a book you've never read. That makes you look like a fool, number one. Number two, you're talking to the author of the book. As the person who wrote the book, I can verify to you that it does not say that, Bruce. Certainly not in the description. And mind you, you know who wrote the description for the black box? I wrote the description, Bruce. So what we see with people like you is that you're a liar. Will you admit that you are not qualified to claim that that book is about traditional women because you haven't even read the book? Can you at least concede that you're wrong there?
No, I never said it was about traditional women. I said in the description of the book, you said that women need to. Hold on, I'm finna pull it up
Bruce,
and read it
that's
to
not
you.
in-
I'm not just
that's
making
not
this shit
in the
up, motherfucker.
You
What is
are. Why do you keep cursing? I asked you before you came on to not curse.
I apologize for cursing. I give you that. I apologize for cursing.
Shout out to the gentleman. He writes, paying tuition, much love from Ireland. Shout out to the Irish, man. May I also acknowledge Elevate Wisdom writes, peace to the saints, tuition. Everyone smash the like button. Absolutely. May I also acknowledge Ricky. He writes, stay away from people who are broken, ugly, prophetic as ever. Side note, support the training center. Absolutely. Okay, Bruce. So you're not going to be able to find that. So you probably should not waste our time because you can't find it. The book is not about
will
gender
see.
relations, Bruce.
I never
also
said it
wrote
was
the
about
description.
gender relations.
Yeah, I also wrote the book. So I know for a fact that that's not in there. So you're just wasting everyone's time. It's very strange to try to make commentary about a book you've never read. It just shows that you grew up in the Chat GPT era and you got a YouTube education. You're not a sincere person, nor are you very intelligent. Yet I will engage you. So I'm clarifying for the audience that you are not a man who builds. And when I said, what have you built? You said that you built a business. No, that's fine. I've built a lot of businesses myself. Those are mostly for me. When I say, what have you built? I'm saying, what have you built for other people, Bruce? Would you tell us about that?
I mean, I've built a pretty good life for me and my lady.
And real quick, Bruce, can
We
you
have
go
a great
somewhere where we
family.
can see you? We can't see you, Bruce. Would you go
Is this
somewhere where we
better?
can see you? No, sir. Your face is, you're frozen, Bruce.
I don't know what. Hold on, let me turn on the light in here.
Do you have a computer?
I have a MacBook, but I never use it.
Does
I
it
gave
work?
it to my girl. Yeah,
Okay. So are you able
I don't really
to
have time to set it up because I'm really
you
supposed
don't
to be
have
on the road
time
right
to
now.
set it up. Understood. Extraordinary. Do you have a way to get your camera back working on your phone?
Is it not working? Hold on.
No, sir, it is not
I'm just
working.
using another tab, so it
Oh,
might
there
have.
you go.
Is it
Yeah,
working
so
now?
yeah, if you try not to use the other tabs, that would be helpful for us.
Well, I'm
Now,
actually.
okay, I hear you, Bruce. So if you remove the other tabs, we'll be able to see you just fine. Thank you very much for that. Now, what have you built for other people, Bruce?
I mean, other than the life I built for me and my woman, I haven't found that community. I haven't found that community to build and invest with.
I understand, Bruce. Now, when you say that you have never built anything for anyone else, because when you say you and your lady, that's for you, my boy. Do you think it's fair?
Well, nah, it's for us.
One moment, because you answered the question and now I'm replying to you. Is it fair, you being a talker, to come to someone like me who has built things for other people, for the community? I'm actually doing the work, Bruce. Are we on the same level?
Hold on, you broke up a little bit in the beginning. Can you repeat that? The
I'll
beginning part.
summarize. I'll say you
Okay.
are a talker. You've done nothing for anyone except yourself. I have done things for other people, people I don't share blood with, people I have no relation to. Is it fair and reasonable for someone like you, a talker, to come at me with criticism when you've done nothing?
I mean, what do you talk about done? Like you say you've done for people. Like I've technically done for other people, but
Okay, Bruce,
like
I'd like to check it
I
out.
haven't built any homes
Are there
or
any
anything, but
are there
like,
any photos I could see? We don't even need a website. Are there any photos I could see of what you've done?
in terms of what?
What do you mean in terms of what? Why do you keep acting brainless, Bruce?
You keep
Thank you.
saying you keep saying what I've done, like what to help people. Like I've let people borrow money. I've looked out in certain ways. I can't really
Okay,
discuss.
Bruce. So here's the truth. Here's the truth, Bruce. You've done nothing. Why do you
Excuse
keep
me,
cursing?
excuse me.
You agreed not to curse. You're a man with no integrity.
Do you
You
believe in the
can't keep up
nuclear
with the things
family,
that
bro?
you have no integrity. You have no integrity whatsoever. You're a liar.
Maybe
All you
to
do is lie.
I'm not a liar. I'm
Yes,
very
you are
honest.
a liar. You just made up lies about a book that I wrote as though I wasn't going to catch it. You're a liar. You have no integrity. You've done nothing for anybody.
I didn't.
It's
lie
always
about it.
predictable. It's always predictable that it's you
I may have
guys.
misread. I'll give it to you. I may have misread.
You may have misread. Extraordinary.
But I've
may
heard
have
you say
misread.
multiple times you believe in a nuclear family.
Bruce, you are a weak male. And because you're a weak male.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are a weak male.
I'm very strong. I am
Bruce.
very strong.
Bruce.
You crazy as hell.
Bruce, let me ask you a real question. Let's see if you're honest. Here's another test if you're
Just
honest.
because I don't write a best-selling
One
book
second.
makes me a weak
One
man?
second, sir. 1 second, sir.
What is
1
that?
second.
What does that mean?
1 second, sir.
You can't hurt
Are
my
you-
feelings.
one
with
moment.
An egotistical whatever.
One moment. Are you in good health?
Yeah. Yes, I can jog 1.5 miles easy. Now I'm a bigger person. I'm probably about 6'2", 260, but I'm in great shape.
You're in great shape.
Yeah, for my size, absolutely.
What do you mean for your size? You're 6'2".
Yeah, but no, I mean I used
What
to
does
be-
that
I used
mean,
to
my
be a lot bigger.
size?
I'm a
So-
bigger person.
You're a bigger person. You're
You
using
have a slimmer
euphemism.
build.
You're using a euphemism. You're fat.
No.
You're not a bigger person. Acting like we can't see you. Now let me tell you how foolish you are. When you say that I have a slim build, that's called working out, nigga. We're not talking about skeletal structure, sir. We're talking about you overeat. We can see it in your face. Your face is fat. Like, why are you
I do
playing
eat
games
great.
with us? Why are you playing games?
I do
No, you
eat great.
don't. No, you don't.
I eat great.
You eat a lot of refined sugars. You eat saturated
Just because I eat
fats.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You believe in white people culture, which is kissing behind.
You're
I don't
not a
kiss
man.
behind. I don't care
You're not
nothing
a
about
man.
you. I'm more of a
You're
man
not
than
a
you.
man.
What are you talking about?
You'll never be. You wouldn't
There's
even
all
make
kind
eye
of gay
contact
people
with
that
me.
make a lot of money. There's all kind of gay people that make a lot of money.
You're
What are you
gay?
talking about?
You're gay? Come on,
No,
bro.
I'm talking about you. I never seen you
That's
with
all
women.
good, man. That's all good, bro. Is your lady there?
She's right in his sleep.
Let me interview her real quick.
Say, hey, baby. Hello. Yeah,
Can
what
I
are you
interview
talking
her
about? I
real
live a
quick?
great life.
You
Beautiful.
live a great life.
No,
You don't
what
even
you
have
need
a
to interview my girl
headboard.
for?
You don't even have a headboard, Brody. You don't have a headboard on your bed. What do you mean you have a great life? You don't have a headboard on your bed.
I live a great life.
You're living like a college kid, my boy. You have a popcorn ceiling. Stop it, please. Please
A
stop.
popcorn ceiling?
Yeah, you have a popcorn ceiling. That's what you have. You don't know what that is?
That doesn't even look like popcorn.
Yeah, that's what that is. That's called a popcorn ceiling. You don't have a headboard on your bed, my boy. And you're saying things that don't
Even
make
if I
any
didn't,
sense.
what does that matter? An idiot.
Bruce, calm down.
You're really no different than Donald
idiots.
Trump.
Where did you go to college, genius? Where'd you go to college, Bruce?
Oh, I dropped out of
Oh, you
Georgia
dropped
Central
out.
State University.
Oh, you dropped
But, I mean,
out.
what does that mean?
Oh, I'm surprised.
Bill Gates dropped out.
I'm surprised you dropped out. He dropped out
Bill
and became
Gates
a
dropped out.
billionaire. He dropped out and became a billionaire. What about you, Bruce?
And I dropped out and became a boss. So what? I
dropped
work
out
for
and became a
myself.
bum.
I
You
answer
dropped out
to
and
no
became a
one
bum.
but myself. You answer
that's
to
not
those
true.
people in the chat. You answer to
not
you
true,
have to
Bruce.
you ask for
Bruce, you're so
handouts.
angry.
What are you talking
You're
about? I've never
so-
asked nobody
you're
for
so
nothing. What are
angry,
you talking
Bruce.
about?
Bruce, why are you so angry?
No,
Will you-
man, bro,
will you
you're
admit,
not
real
gonna
quick,
sit here and try
Bruce,
to
would you-
belittle
will
me,
you admit that
especially
you're
when
a
I don't
fan?
even see you
You're a
as
fan,
anything better than
Bruce.
me.
You do. You're a fan. Why don't you just admit it? You told us everything about Marquett Burton.
No.
You know what my
I'm
house
not a
is
fan.
called?
I
You
can
told me-
respect when I
you
don't
told me
know something.
Yes, you're
And
a
so
fan.
if I don't know something
Listen,
and I want to
hold on one
learn,
second.
I
You
listen
came
to
on,
people who
you
know
said-
that,
calm
who
down,
know what
calm
I
down.
want to learn.
Bruce, you came on. You
I
said,
randomly
Marquett,
came
your
across
book-
the videos. I
your
listened
book
for a
is
little
the black
bit,
box.
but then you
You
started
live at Burton
sounding
Plantation.
stupid.
You're a fan. Stop lying, Bruce. You're a fan. You know my book. You know where I live. You know what kind of car I drive. You know what I
I've seen
believe
some of your
in. You're a
videos.
fan. You're a fan. So why lie? Why not just be honest?
I mean, I'm
Just
not
be
lying.
honest. You're a fan, Bruce. You've never been a fan?
No. I'm a fan of certain people. Yeah, certain educated people, but
You never been a fan of
I
mine,
don't-
Bruce? How do you know all those things
listen,
about me?
okay, I'll put it like this.
How do you know all those things
I'll put
about
it like
me?
this.
Bruce, how do you know all those things about me without being a fan?
'Cause they're in your
consuming my
videos.
content? So you watch my videos?
Yeah, they're in your videos. I watched some of your
You watch
videos,
my
yeah, but I
videos,
stopped
yeah.
watching it.
You're
I
a
stopped
fan.
watching your videos
Bruce,
when
you're
you
a fan.
started speaking negatively
Bruce,
about Malcolm X.
You're a fan.
After that, I was like, yeah, you take ridiculous takes.
Bruce, you're a fan. And
Period.
the reason that the takes are ridiculous to you is because you're low IQ, but you won't admit it to yourself. Here, let me give you an example. Here it is. I'm gonna ask you this question, then we're gonna move on. Name 2 books that you read about Malcolm X that are not the autobiography of Malcolm X. Name 2 books you've read about Malcolm X that are not the
I can't, but-
autobiography of Malcolm X.
Who cares? I can't, but who
I see.
cares?
I see. So you don't know anything. You've just been making
No,
up
but
things based on
everything
your
in them
feelings.
same books I can watch in a 15-minute YouTube video.
Oh, so I was right when I said you went to YouTube University. You see, what you don't
No,
realize
but a lot
is
of
that
educated people
low
are on
IQ
YouTube.
People, one second, low IQ people like you won't admit to yourself
What
that you're
was
just
your
an average
IQ?
person.
I'll tell you my IQ. What was your IQ?
You don't know what your IQ is, Bruce. You don't even
No,
know.
I do know. I took
You
an
don't
IQ
know.
test.
No, you
Yes,
haven't, Bruce.
it's a
You went on the
116.
internet-
I've
you went
taken
on
3
the
of them. What are you
internet.
talking about?
Bruce, calm down. Why are you so
How are
angry?
you going to
You're
tell me
very
what I
emotional.
did?
What's your EQ,
Because
Bruce?
how are you going to tell me
Is
what
that
I
protein
did?
powder up there? You don't need protein, Bruce.
Yes.
You need low. You
But
need
you
lower
crazy as hell,
caloric
bro. I
intake.
put in work.
You need.
I
lower
put in work.
caloric
You talking
intake.
about boxing? I live in Georgia. Would you
live
like to meet
lower-
somewhere and do a round?
You
Let's do a
live low-
3-minute round.
We don't
I
do
will-
3-minute
man,
rounds
listen.
here. We do 4-minute rounds here, Bruce. That's number one.
Okay, we'll do a 4-minute
That's number
round.
one. Now, Bruce, I promise you, if you ever saw me in person, I highly encourage you to say, hey, man, I was on a live stream with you. I have an issue with you. And then just make sure that there's no cameras and we'll take care of it, Bruce. It's not an issue at all. And I promise you, you'll see me outside. I'm always outside. I'll be easy to spot. I'll be in a custom suit.
Bro, we can
I'll be
meet
easy to
somewhere.
spot.
You,
Stop
I
with the
have
nonsense.
gloves. Do you have gloves?
You guys got to stop. I stopped setting up phase with you guys because you guys always cancel. You never show up. So I stopped it because you guys are
You
joking.
crazy as hell. I'm going to be
You guys
there.
are
I live in
jokesters.
Athens, Georgia. Do you live
Please.
close to Athens, Georgia?
Please, Bruce, stop it. You're so angry you want to fight. I understand. And if
No,
you ever
no,
see
I'm
me,
not angry.
please ask
But
for
I'm
me.
not going
You're very
to.
mad.
I don't
You're
listen
very
to
mad.
anything.
Bruce,
And then
calm
especially
down.
when you try to tell me
So
about
you're
me.
trying to distract us.
How are you trying to tell me about me?
Because you are a person who knows nothing, but you're convinced that you know everything. You can't name 2 books that
No,
you've
no, no,
read
no,
on
no,
the
no, no.
topic.
I can
but you
admit I
think
know
that you
nothing.
the
But
topic.
everyone, there's a lot that everyone doesn't know.
One second. How
No
are
one
you
knows
so,
everything.
Bruce, how are you so confident about Malcolm X, but you've not read anything about Malcolm X? You haven't read any books. So you think a 15-minute video will make you better versed than I am if I've read up on
But
the
either
subject?
way, I wasn't there.
Bruce, I'm asking you a
All of
question,
this
young
is
man.
through-
I'm asking you a
all of this
question,
is
young man.
through the witness
Bruce,
of other
shut
people.
up. Bruce, shut up. I'm asking you a question. Do you think that watching
Bro,
a
don't do
15-minute
that.
video...
Don't try to act
Bruce,
all madness on your little stream, bro.
Bruce.
Because like I said, we can meet up.
Bruce,
and we
you'll
can do
never
a round.
anything.
You
Bruce,
can,
you'll
but
never
just
do
put,
anything. You're scary, Bruce.
Put it on your
You're
channel.
not a man. Bruce, stop it with that. You'd never do that.
Tomorrow? You want to do
Bruce, you're in
tomorrow?
poverty. Bruce, you're
Okay,
in
listen.
poverty.
Whoa.
You're in
Let's
poverty, Bruce. Calm down.
listen. Whoa.
Bruce, stop
Let's
it. Bruce,
listen.
Bruce,
Just
Bruce,
listen.
stop it.
Listen.
Stop it.
How about
Bruce,
this?
stop it. Bruce, stop it.
Are you an honest
Bruce,
man?
stop it.
Are you an honest
Bruce,
man? Just
stop it.
please give me 10
stop
seconds.
It, Bruce.
Give me 10 seconds.
Bruce, stop
give me
it.
10 seconds.
Stop it, Bruce.
Are you an honest man?
Stop it, Bruce.
I will cash out you
Bruce, stop
$100.
it.
And if I don't meet up with you tomorrow to put hands on you, you can keep it. Are you an honest man?
I like
I'm
where
not
you're
the rest
going
of
here.
them.
Bruce, I like where you're going here. I'm banned from Cash App, and you know that because you're a fan.
I don't know that.
But I will take you up
But
on that
it's
offer.
other Apple
Bruce,
Pay.
No, Venmo. Send your $100 on Venmo. If you don't meet up at the plantation
don't.
tomorrow, I'll keep it. You got a
I
deal.
don't have-
You
Well-
got a deal. You have a deal. Send $100 on Venmo right now. If you don't come to the plantation tomorrow, I keep it. Go ahead, send it. And I'll be here. And it's a 4-minute
Lamb
round.
chop.
And we're not doing just 1 round. We're doing 5 rounds. They're all 4 minutes.
Lamb chop, do you have a Venmo? Yeah, I banned on Venmo. I got Cash App and Apple Pay.
That's really funny. When I take up your offer, all of a sudden you can't do it. It's shocking.
No, I said Cash App. That was the first thing
It's
I said,
okay,
Cash
bro.
App.
Listen, Bruce, we all know you're a fan, and you know I don't have Cash App. Everybody knows I've been banned from Cash App.
I don't
some
know
time
that
ago.
much.
You're a
I just
fan.
see your random
You're a fan
videos.
and you're playing games. You're a fan and you're playing games. It's okay, man. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I don't want to fight you anyway, so it's okay, Bruce. Don't worry about it. But I tell you, if you ever see me
Bro,
in Georgia,
it's a gentleman's disagreement. Listen, bro, I don't really
Ask for
have
that.
any problem with you. I wish you the best in life.
Nah, you
I have
don't.
no hatred
you
towards
don't.
you.
You don't wish me the best, and you're extremely jealous.
Yeah.
Bruce. You don't wish me the
I
best.
do.
and you're
How you gonna
extremely
tell me I
jealous.
don't wish? I wish everyone the best. Why would I
No,
go
you
around
don't.
hating
You're a
people?
liar.
I treat people
You're a
how I
liar.
want to be treated.
I'll tell you why you hate
How am I a
people.
liar?
I'll tell you why you hate people.
No,
You hate people.
I love people.
I'll tell you why
That's
you
the
hate
problem.
me.
Your ego
you hate me.
tells
you hate
what
me
to
because I
say.
have a chiseled jaw. You hate me because I have a chiseled
No,
jaw,
what?
and you don't have a jawline.
I don't give them you. From my homie who watches you. What are you talking about?
So your friend's also a fan. You're a fan, and your friend's a fan. I appreciate it. Tell him I said
Well,
thank you.
yeah, he does. Yeah, he was talking like
said
you have
thank
some
you.
sort of retreat.
You're a fan too.
And
You're a fan
whatnot.
too, Bruce.
Not really. I respect when
you
people
are.
can, teach. I
you
respect
are.
when people can
You're-
teach.
you're
I
a
will say
liar.
that.
You're a
But,
liar. You're a liar,
Like,
Bruce.
I don't
You gotta
need
stop
to
lying.
consume your content.
You're a liar.
Like, if you were
Bruce.
banned from everything,
Bruce,
like a lot
you're
of
a
these
liar.
people, they're losers.
Bruce,
If you were banned
Bruce,
from everything,
stop lying. You're
they
a
would
liar,
cry.
Bruce.
They would
Bruce,
cry and be like, "Oh,
Bruce,
man, who's gonna tell?" They're way more educated people than you. You
You're
feel
a
me?
liar. You're a liar, Bruce. You got to stop with that. You're a liar. You're a liar.
No, I'm not a liar.
Anyways, Bruce, check this out. You're a beta male. Let me explain what that means to you. Let me explain.
Here we
live
go.
in-
So you
One
don't
second.
even want to get to the
Calm
original
down.
topic.
Calm down.
You have
Calm down,
nothing
Bruce.
to talk about.
Bruce,
You're
calm
upset.
down. I
This
hear
is
you,
starting
Bruce.
to be a waste of time.
All right, just calm down, Bruce. Calm
This
down.
is starting to be a waste of time.
You got to stop talking. You're inferior. And because you're inferior, you hate men like me who are superior because I have all the things
I
you would
don't care.
want.
You don't have
stop
anything for
okay,
real.
I got you. Just stop talking though, real quick. You'll get a chance. You'll get a
I'm
chance
not going to
talk.
sit here and let you
All
belittle
right,
me.
bro. You're
When you're
you
not
act like
talking
a
about
woman.
nothing.
You don't have to
Okay.
act like a woman. You take
Do you
turns
believe
talking
in the nuclear family? Do you
calm
believe
down,
in traditional
Bruce,
women?
Bruce,
If not,
Bruce,
we can end.
Bruce, you got to take turns talking. You got to take turns. You can't keep interrupting every time you get emotional. Okay. So Bruce, it's not your turn right now. Just shut up. And then when I finish talking, I'm going to let you talk. Okay. And I'm not going to interrupt you. All right. So let me just explain why you feel the way you feel. You see, you can't get your choice of women. I can. So you have to be nice to women and you have to make deals with women. So you let them talk to you crazy, you let them behave crazy, and you go halfsies. You're like, oh, we're equal. So you are the guy who bends over for them. Again, you're
I
so
see now. You're
emotional.
really a
You're
clown.
so emotional. You're so emotional. I got to keep muting this guy. He's so emotional. And that's the mark of the truth. The truth, it stings. The truth cuts. And that's why he has to keep interrupting. If I was saying things that are completely ludicrous, he could just be quiet and listen. He'd just be quiet and listen. But instead, look at this guy. He looks completely psychotic. He doesn't know how to stop talking. It's just mental, this guy. Mental. Oh my God, look at those braids. Hey, Bruce, can you ask your old lady to braid you back up? Are those braids or dreads? Are those braids or dreads?
What does it have to do with anything?
Are those? Well, you won't let me make any
Are we going to
arguments 'cause you
debate?
keep interrupting. We can,
Every person that comes up here is beneath me.
calm down. Yes,
They don't
you
have
are
a
beneath me.
best-selling book.
Bruce,
What
you
does
are
that
beneath
mean?
me.
There
I
are
never said it
clowns
was
with
best-selling.
best-selling books.
It is true. It is true. It is a best-selling book. I never said that, but you said that. I appreciate you. It is a best-selling book, ladies and gentlemen.
It
It's
is.
best-selling in two
Yeah,
categories.
that is factual.
actually.
It is.
I appreciate that.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Bruce. But what I'm asking you, Bruce, I just want to see if you'll tell the truth.
Now
on
you make it
anything.
jog longer.
I want to see if there's anything you'll tell the truth on, Bruce. If we were boxing, 4-minute round, and we did 5 4-minute rounds, you think you'd win that?
I could probably maybe go a round and a half, but it wouldn't probably last. If we're in a ring where you can't run around, oh yeah. But see, like I say, I kickbox. So if we were in a real
We're
fighting
not
situation,
talking
you wouldn't be
about
able to
kickboxing,
move.
Bruce. Stop running,
I'm talking about
Bruce.
fighting in general.
Bruce, pay attention. We're talking
Boxing,
about
listen,
boxing,
there is no
Bruce.
boxer that can
Oh
call
my
themselves
goodness.
the greatest fighter. So in the
Come
terms
on,
of
Bruce.
fighting, boxing is actually
Bruce,
lower on the list.
focus, Bruce, focus. Just stop
You're
lying,
talking about
dude.
cardio. Who cares?
Just talk about what we're talking about, Bruce. Stop running.
Who's lying?
Stop running,
Oh, you said
Bruce.
running. I'm sorry, I
What are we
misheard you. I
talking
misheard
about?
you.
What are we talking about, Bruce?
You were talking about boxing, and that's cool.
Okay,
You may
now
have
why are
better
you
cardio
talking
than me,
about?
but in
why are
a
you
real
talking
fighting
about
situation,
kickboxing?
it's not going to last 20
Bruce,
minutes.
pay attention. We're talking about boxing, so why are you talking about something else? Do you have any honor as a man? Do you have any honor?
What does this have
We're
to do with
talking
honor?
about
I have plenty of
boxing.
honor.
Great. We're talking about boxing. Now answer the question, Bruce. Stop going to something else. Answer the question.
Okay, so let me explain. When you brought up boxing, I know you're going to relate that to cardio. But in a real fighting situation, I am not going to fight anyone for
We're
20
talking about
minutes.
boxing, Bruce. Stop it.
What
Stop running.
fight
Be a
lasts
man,
20
Bruce.
minutes?
Bruce, be a man.
What about it? Who cares? I
We're
just said,
talking
I
about
literally
boxing.
said I wouldn't last a round and a half. That was the
Then
first
stop
sentence
there.
I said.
Then stop
I
there,
admit it.
Bruce. That's
Cool.
your answer. Stop
What does
there.
that have to do, though?
Stop being a woman and trying to make it. Just stop there.
I just know where you're going. You're very
You're
easy to
so
read.
Sweet. You're so sweet.
You are very
Bruce.
easy to. I'm not.
Bruce, you're so sweet. You communicate like a woman.
Self-projecting.
You can't give a brief
Self-projecting.
answer. You're so sweet, Bruce. You're so sweet.
No, I give context with my
Now-
answers.
Now let me ask you this, Bruce. Since you are not my inferior, would you tell us what have you done that makes you matter in the world? Like what are your accomplishments and all that stuff, Bruce? Since you matter in the world. It might be
I
easy
mean,
if
to
you
be
just think of
honest
the
with you-
awards. Just think of the awards you've won.
No,
That's
because
a good way
see,
to think of it.
the
Just think of
awards
your
I won,
awards. Yeah, just tell
But
us what
that-
your awards are.
that's human construct. Like I can understand, like, okay, I
Wait,
never,
are you- wait,
I never
that's a
came up.
human-
I never
wait, hold on.
came up.
You said that's a
I never
human
came up with a
construct?
vaccine.
Wait, hold on one second.
I
That's
never
a human
came up
construct?
awards. Yes,
So-
awards. Yes. Now I
So
never
what are
came
you
up
talking
with a
about?
vaccine.
Alien constructs? You got alien constructs? Like what the hell? What are you talking about, Bruce?
No, there is things that actually
human
improve the
construct?
lives of people greatly, but those are very few and far between. Everything else is just mainly grasp of people's attention. Like technically, your book is grasping people's attention. You didn't solve no cancer.
Wait, did you read my book?
You're not an open heart
Wait,
surgery.
1 second. Did you
and
read my
I'm
book?
I'm not one of those
Real
people
quick.
either. Well, I mean, technically,
Buddy,
I
did
think
you read my
HVAC.
book? 1 second. Did you read my book?
We already established I haven't read the
Right.
book.
Okay. So then shut up because you don't know. Stop speaking about things you're ignorant about, Bruce. You don't know the impact of my book. You've not read it. You've not read it. Talk about things you know, Bruce.
I mean, I don't think it's that great. Technically, you are right about that, but I don't.
Wait, you said you don't think
What
my
revolutions
book
have
is
you
that-
started? What revolutions has your book
hold on
started?
1 second. Hold on 1 second, Bruce. Hold on 1 second. You said you don't think my
Who
book is
grew
that
to
great.
such lengths
Real
because
quick,
of your
I'm just
book?
asking. 1 second, Bruce. You said you don't
Technically,
think my
you
book
are
is,
right, but
hold on 1 second, Bruce. Did you just say you don't think my book
I don't
is that
need
good?
self-help.
That's
Your
fine,
book to me
Bruce.
sounds
I'm
more
asking
like
you.
self-help,
I'm just
red
asking
pill.
you, Bruce. Are those little Debbie
What is the
snack
evidence?
cakes? Are those little
What?
Debbie snack cakes in the back?
Yeah, my girl loves them. No, I got Nation Valley. Bro, we're in World War
Oh
III.
my goodness, boy!
I stocked up
My
on
goodness.
everything. We're in World War
You are
III. You may have a
tripping. You
bunker.
are
I
tripping.
don't.
You are tripping.
No.
Okay, but
No.
real quick, you said
Maybe
something
this
that
is
was
a
really
life you're not
important.
used to.
Bruce,
That's cool.
One
but
moment.
I don't care.
You said something, Bruce. You said something that's really important. You said
Okay.
that my book is not that good. And that's an extraordinary statement because A, you've not read my book. And then B, my book is a bestseller in
What
two
revolutions
categories.
has it caused?
Hold on one second, sir. My book is a bestseller in two categories, self-published. That means I competed against the big guys, okay? And that was my first book I ever published. So when you have a book that's bestseller in two categories, self-published, going against big publishing houses, and it's all 5-star reviews and they're verified by Amazon, for you to sit here not having read the book and say it's not that good of a book, you must admit this reveals that you're not exercising integrity. Can you admit that you're dead wrong there?
I say that from a perspective of I don't. It seems like a self-help book. I don't need self-help. I haven't read it. I don't know how good the book is.
Bruce.
But did it cause
That's
any
fine.
revolution?
Bruce, that's fine that you haven't read it. That's okay. There are other people who've not read it. So how can you say that it's not that good? Like, why would you say such a thing?
It's an opinion.
But how
you just
how
gave
can
your
you have,
opinion
Bruce,
of me
real quick,
paying women.
One
You
second,
just
Bruce.
gave your opinion
Bruce,
of me
one
paying
moment,
women
sir.
and giving being
moment,
inferior.
sir.
So how are you
Bruce,
going to say
one
how dare
moment.
I have an opinion?
Bruce, one moment. How can you say your opinion on a book that you have not read, Bruce? How can you give an opinion on
Because
a book
I
that you
can.
have not read? Okay. And that level of stubbornness that you're exhibiting right there, that is woman. That is woman. That is
No.
woman. You know, and we
No.
mentioned Kevin Samuels earlier. It said sign language, shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. You're displaying the need to be right. You're dead wrong.
No,
Everyone can see that
I
you're
don't
wrong.
need to be right.
And you feel like you need to be right. And it's sad, Bruce. It's really sad to see such a thing.
But and another thing I've noticed, I've listened to people who
very
read
sad,
regularly. None of them have brought up your book. Yet again, this is self-help. This is good for people who
Oh,
don't
my
have their life
goodness.
in order. Regardless
Bruce,
of what you think about these little
Bruce.
Debbies and all that, I have my life in order.
Bruce, do you have your life
These
in
dudes,
order?
those dudes probably
I
live
don't-
with their
Dude,
grandmas
Bruce,
and all
okay.
that. They
I-
work at some
I
factory,
don't believe that you
miserable.
have, Bruce, I don't believe that you have your life in order, and I don't believe you're doing well. I believe that I'm about to predict your life. You live in an apartment that you don't own. Correct or incorrect?
I rent an apartment, so what?
So you're saying, Marquett, you're right. Marquett, you looked at me and you read me. You live in an apartment that you don't own. You're portraying yourself as more together than you are. You have your lady on a bed with no headboard. Your life is not together. Any woman
cares?
worth her salt.
I
No,
broke my last headboard. Who cares?
Bruce, you got to lay off the little Debbie the little Debbie
No,
snack cakes.
bro, my girl loves these, and
No, you
I
gotta
get
lay
them
off
too.
those.
Who
And-
cares?
And your lady, does she have children? You have children with her?
Yes, we have a child. Yes.
You have one child. Are you stepdad to any children?
No.
Okay, very good, Bruce. So you have one child, and your lady has a diet with little Debbie snack cakes. You see, that's the kind of thing that when she
And she
eats that
ate
while
salmon last
pregnant-
night. So
No,
what?
that's okay. That's okay, Bruce. That's okay, Bruce. So when she eats those kinds of foods while pregnant, that's going to adversely affect the IQ and development of your child, and also muscle
Actually,
development.
no.
When you have,
So we've had this
really.
child, and actually,
really.
when
One
women
second,
are
Bruce.
lactating,
One
they
second.
tell them
One
to
moment,
eat
sir.
oatmeal.
One second, sir.
Like that's
And- no,
literally
really, calm
what
down,
the
calm
doctor
down.
said.
That's okay. So when you have a high sugar
We
and high
breastfeed.
caffeine diet, when there's a high sugar, high caffeine diet, that's not very good for the child. And okay. There you go, Bruce. Thanks. Thank you, Bruce. Listen, that's a problem, Bruce. With love, that's a problem. You need to change your life.
It depends. In the survival
you need
situation, this is
priorities.
calories.
You need priorities, Bruce. And so what I'm telling
I
you is
have
that your
priorities.
priority, you need priorities. And what I'm telling you is that your priority should not be to come online and have debates with people who look better than you, people who earn better than you, people who have a higher quality of life, people who have a superior diet, people who have superior IQ, and across the board are outperforming you.
You never even said what your IQ was.
Jealousy. That's jealousy, Bruce.
It's not jealousy.
Yes, you're a jealous person, Bruce.
Do you believe in?
You're a jealous person.
Back
Bruce.
to the question. We done talked for an hour. And do you believe in a nuclear family or not? Because we could have been into this conversation. None of this affects me. You feel what I'm saying? I came here because I was talking about
that's why you're here, Bruce.
Of women.
That's what I always tell people. The reason we have to inspect the speaker is because no one does anything without motivation. And your motivation is the fact that you look at me and my lifestyle and you're angered and perplexed. Well, how can he have it his way? How can he have multiple wives? And you know that you could never do it. So you want to tear that down because you know as a beta male that if
I've
an
never
alpha
seen
male,
you with a woman.
One second, young
beta
man,
male.
one second.
I own my own.
Beta male,
Fool.
calm down. 1 second, beta male. You know that if I monopolize females and people follow my way and men who are capable like me monopolize females, you'll be left with nothing. That's why you don't.
What
that's
are
why
you
you're
talking about?
angry.
How I
you don't want to
be
be left with nothing.
I had beautiful women way before I even knew who you were. What are you talking about?
And it also lets me know that you're a man.
So
of
why
low morals.
why am I not left with nothing then? Why am I not left with nothing? You're just this good monopolizer.
One moment, sir.
You're talking about stuff you haven't even done.
You have to calm down. I can't reply to you unless you stop talking. So when you talk about,
bro, you just talk out of your behind.
You gotta stop. You have to
You're
stop,
tush.
boy. You have to stop. Stop talking. Okay, thank you, Bruce.
This has just been a cross-examination of me.
The reason that
do you believe in a nuclear family?
Bruce,
yes or no?
Bruce, I honestly believe that your lady would rather have me than you. I honestly believe it. I really do.
God no.
If you would hand her the phone,
God no.
My dear boy, if you would hand her the phone for 20 minutes, I promise you I could pull off a miracle. Give her the phone.
You want a number?
Give her the phone. No, I'll talk to her right now. I'll talk to her right now on video. Give her the phone, walk out of the room, give us 20 minutes. Just give her the phone. Let's see what happens. Just give her the phone. You scared? I'd be scared. I'm pretty good.
I don't really have 20 minutes.
You don't need 20 minutes.
You're a loser. You can never compete with me.
You're giving her the phone.
You can never compete with me.
Bruce, you don't believe that. Nobody believes that. Bruce, just give her the phone.
You can never.
Bruce, give her the phone.
Here, I'm going to grab my son.
Bro wearing pink sweatpants in the middle of the day. It's extraordinary.
Because I'm a motherfucking boss.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Give me my son. I'll let you talk to her. You got 10 minutes.
I said I need 20, but I'll take 10. I'll take 10. How are you?
Hello.
Mama?
Good.
Okay. I need to know when he's out of the room because I need to have a private conversation with you. You're about to educate us. Are we in private yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Why does that young man not like me? What have I done to him?
I don't know you personally. I don't watch you or anything else like that. But what I'm hearing is he feels like y'all's values don't align. And you are someone that you allow people on your streams to debate you, correct?
That's right.
Okay. And that's what he wants to do. He's a very passionate person. And yeah, he just doesn't agree with you all's values because he asked, do you believe in traditional women? Pretty much.
You're not traditional?
I'm a stay-at-home mom, so in a sense, I am traditional.
Okay, so what's not traditional about you that makes him feel the need to debate me about women not being traditional?
Well, he said that you have recently said that you believe that women should stay in the kitchen.
I actually never said that. At the beginning, you would have heard him. He wasn't able to identify me having said that. I did not say that.
Oh, I wasn't aware. I was taking care of my son, so I wasn't aware of that.
Fair enough. Yes. So, but I did say a good place for women is at home. Is that where you spend most of your time?
I am at home, yes. However, women are allowed to have careers.
I gave you enough time. You couldn't do it in 2 minutes. You ain't got no game.
No, I wasn't spinning game. I was learning a little bit about your experience. Is there a reason that you been so aggressive? Are you scared?
I'm not really aggressive. I am defensive.
So
I'm not aggressive. Like I said, I don't have any problem with you. Even listen,
But why?
we could go tomorrow, beat the mess out of each other, and I'll shake your hand, walk away. No problem. I don't have any hate.
Yes,
I didn't
you
get
do.
this far by having hate. No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I
have
love
hate.
everyone. I love everyone that's not a sick person.
Would you mind? I was actually really enjoying the conversation. I felt like we were getting somewhere because we were having a dialogue. Like I wasn't interrupting her. She wasn't interrupting me. Do you mind?
You
if we
weren't
continue
treating her like you were
dialogue?
treating me. You weren't treating her like you were treating me.
Do you mind?
You didn't look
if-
at her and say, see, your problem is
Sir.
you're a beta. You talk to her like
Sir.
a normal person. You
Sir.
talk to me like I'm one of them inferior people that watch your
Sir.
channel.
Sir, do you mind if I continue the conversation? You said 10 minutes. That was certainly not 10 minutes. So are you going to go against your word again? I mean, it's kind of hard to be a man of your
Bro,
word.
I
when
don't
keep
owe you
lying.
nothing.
I
I
didn't
don't
say
owe you nothing. You want to sit here and
Sir,
talk to my girl? Like, what are you talking
One
about?
moment. I didn't say you owe me. I'm just saying, why
Can
not
we
keep
have-
your word? You
Can we
said
have
10
it? Okay.
Hold on, sir. You said 10 minutes, and then you didn't give it 10 minutes. You said 10. So all I'm saying is, like, why not keep your word? That's a good point, right? I can see you. You're like, damn, the nigga right. I did say 10 minutes. So why don't you just keep your
I mean,
word,
not
sir,
even that. I
as
just
a
don't
man?
have the time.
I don't
I got
need
really
you to have the
supposed to
time
have-
because I'm talking to your wife. I'm not talking to you.
But this is my phone.
You
I
can't
have
go
to
on
take
about
my
what you
phone
gotta
with
do.
me for
Take
business.
take her phone. She's gonna be at home. Take her phone. You got the number. Take her phone. You said 10 minutes. Like you don't know how to estimate time. You said 10 minutes.
Are we going to have the debate about traditional women or not?
Why
Because it sounded like
do
you were going to have a
why'd
debate
you
with
lie?
her.
Bruce. No, I was not
Why'd I
debating
lie
her.
about what?
We were having a discussion. I was not debating her. I was learning more. And I actually found it to be quite enlightening. She seems like a nice lady. I'm just politely asking if you would.
Yeah, she's great.
I
Yeah,
agree.
my
And
wife
I'm-
is great.
Yes, sir. And I'm asking if you would be polite enough to honor what you said as a man. That's all I'm asking you to be a man, is all I'm asking.
I am a man, regardless of what you say.
It's not
I
about
see
what
where
I
you're
say.
going with this, though.
It's about what you said. I'm just saying keep your word as a man. You said 10 minutes. That's not what I said. That's what you said as a man. Are you going to keep your word, sir?
Well, as it turns out, things have come up. I do not have 10 minutes.
Okay.
But hey, she has a YouTube
And-
channel.
And
You could
I want
invite her on.
I want everyone to know that this is exactly what I'm talking about. When I say beta male, I'm talking about those who are not really men. We say a man of his word. That means if you say something, you deliver on what you said. It wouldn't have been fair of me if I said, hey, people can come on and debate me, and then when you try to come on, I don't let you come on. I deliver on my word as a man. People can trust me. I'm reliable.
Bro,
Whether
I've
I
given
like
you more than enough of my time, and
you're
we've gotten
interrupting
nowhere.
me. You're interrupting me. Whether I like you or don't like you, I honor people. If I say, hey, if you send in your super chat, $20 or above, I'll read it. Even if it's negative, I'll still read it. When you do this kind of behavior, you are the kind of human that upsets the society because you don't have integrity. You're not trustworthy. You're a liar. You're a liar.
You keep saying the same
Like,
things, and they're
Were
all
you
wrong.
scared? Were you scared about something that might happen during that conversation?
No,
Well, if you
I just
were
don't
not
have 10
scared,
minutes.
that's not
I
true.
came
Why do
here for
why
one
do you
purpose.
Why do you continue lying? Anyways.
About what? About what?
anyways, What argument would you like to make? I'm going to give you time to make your argument. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to give you a minute to make your argument. I'm going to listen
It's
to
one
you,
question.
and I'm not going to argue with you. So I'm asking you to make your argument, not to ask me a question, but to make your argument. Then I will
My argument
reply.
is the question. Well, okay, no. My question, because hey, now I've admit maybe I misread, but do you believe in traditional women or not? Do you believe that the society should be ran off the nuclear family?
I believe that men are the leaders in the society. Men are above women in hierarchy, and women should get with a man that they are happy to submit to.
I mean, I could argue that I don't believe men are the better leaders. And I mean, the examples are right there in our own government. Yes, but
Why?
there's
Why
not.
do you want? Why do you want a woman to lead you?
Well,
Did
men
you-
are more emotional. Men commit like over 90% of all the violent crimes. What violent crime is done not out of emotion? Statistically, you are, if I remember correctly, statistically, you are more likely to have to have less. How do I say this?
So I just want to
Less.
clarify. Is your woman the leader in your relationship?
No,
You just said women are better leaders, so why not
but
just
you
let her
said lead
lead you?
society. I'm pretty sure. Did you
Well,
not say?
I'm
Well,
I'm guessing that it's much easier to lead a family than to lead society. So what I'm asking you is,
but I mean, honestly,
why
it's
not
not
let your
like
wife lead you?
when I say she's not. That doesn't mean she doesn't have a say. Like everything I do, of course, she has a say in
I
all
did
of
not
it, of
ask you
course.
that, sir. I'm saying
But
why not let her lead the family if women are better leaders?
I think a family needs both parts equally. Like it's not what is leading, like
Did you ask me what is leading? Is that what you just asked
in
me?
the terms of a family. Because okay, so say something happens. Say I'm the main breadwinner, right? Say something happens. Say if I say something messed up online, I get arrested. So now my wife's supposed to fall apart.
I don't
No, it
understand
takes
how
both
that's.
people. You have
I
to
don't.
run a household. Both
I do
people
not
have to know
believe
how to
that
do
that is
everything needed
related.
to run a household. If my wife is tired, I might have to cook. That's okay.
You cook in your household?
I love to cook. I love to grill.
You love to eat as well, so I'm not surprised. So that makes sense.
I eat
Okay,
great.
very good.
Love it.
You don't eat great, you eat a lot. There's a difference.
I eat great.
Eat great.
I
No,
don't
I
eat a
eat
lot.
great. You eat a lot. I eat great. Now,
I don't eat a lot.
that's okay. So it seems as though you're contradicting yourself. You see, you claimed before that women are better
Okay.
leaders than men. And I said, well, if they're better leaders, why not allow her to lead your family? Then you went into your tap dancing and claimed that you guys should be 50-50, which is bizarre. And then what's more,
Yeah, when you said leaders,
hold on, sir.
I'm thinking
Hold on,
about
sir.
positions
Hold
of
on.
leadership.
Hold on. What's more, to make it worse, after we had already agreed that we have a common definition of leadership, you then said, well, what is a leader? Which shows me that you are a devil whose only aim is
No,
to confuse.
like in
Why would
terms
you
of
say
a
that?
family.
We'd already agreed on leadership
When
because
stuff
you've been
happens in
answering
family,
questions.
someone
You've
else
been
is supposed to
answering
pick up the
questions.
slack. No, you're not understanding what I'm saying. In a family, what is it? If
What are
something
the
happens to the
chances?
mother, guess
What are
what? Then
the
the
chances
grandmother
that I
steps
don't
in.
understand you?
If something happens to the father, maybe the uncle steps in.
What are
Like
you
family
talking about?
is a
What are you
community.
talking about? Yes, but that's
You were
not
talking about
leadership.
leading in a household. Everyone needs to be able to do what they need to do. Period.
Yes,
Maybe some households,
this is silliness.
function as one person doing everything. But
No,
usually
that's
those
not what
traditional women,
leadership
when they
is.
get
It
left
shows
with
that
people,
you don't understand the concept of leadership, or your emotions are stopping you.
no, I said leading in a
Hold
family.
on, one moment, sir. Let me help you with an understanding. You are suggesting that leadership is to do everything. Leadership is actually quite the opposite. Leadership is to make sure that everything gets done. So what you have reduced it to is servitude. And it shows that you're clearly not a leader, because how could you be if you don't understand leadership? And furthermore, you're not a reliable person
But
because
what do
you're
you
too
mean reduce it
emotional.
to servitude?
You're too emotional. So your woman
What do
can't
you mean
rely on
reduce it
you.
to servitude?
Your woman can't rely on you because you're likely
That's
to
another
crash
lie.
out. You're likely to
No,
crash out. You are. You're
no.
likely
How's
to
that?
crash out. You're a crash out.
How am I?
You can't even, sir, during this conversation, we saw everything we need to know about your character. Number one, you kept cursing after you agreed not to curse. Number two, you could not yield the floor to engage in dialogue because you're overly emotional. And number three, every time you were caught red-handed in a lie, you refused to concede the point. And number four, you said that you let me speak to your wife for 10 minutes. And then after 2 minutes, as a beta male, you felt uncomfortable with her talking to a real man. So you had to take the phone.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes, we all saw it. You can't
Just
deny it.
because you
We all
say
saw
something
it.
doesn't make it true.
We
You
all
keep
saw
talking
it.
about lying. Okay, yeah, I took the phone because I
Yeah,
just
you lied.
don't have
You lied.
time. I've given
But
you an hour of my time.
It's been 10 minutes since then, so you did have time. You lied. Got him. Got him.
No, I asked if we were
Got
actually
him,
going to
coach.
debate the topic.
Coach,
Now,
I
when you
got
were
him.
talking about
Got
no,
him,
no,
coach. Coach,
Can I
I got
respond?
him.
Can I
Got him,
respond?
coach. Got him, coach.
Can I respond?
You
Now,
can
when
only
you said
respond with
made
lies.
leadership servitude, what did you mean by that?
I was
You
referring
making
to what
leadership servitude,
I
because we were
was
talking about who is.
referring. You just asked me a question, so you'll have to stop
Yes.
talking for me to answer. You started identifying that if one person is leading in the family, then they'll have to do all of these different jobs within the domestic situation. And then I pointed out to you that that's servitude. That's not leadership. Leaders don't do everything. They make sure everything gets done. That's what lets me know you're not running a real business, because you'd understand that already.
Yeah, but even then, if it's oversight, you're just finding two different ways to say one thing. Yeah, like, of course, one person is not going to do everything. What works is one, other than, well, technology. One person can run a pretty decent sized technology corporation by themselves. But what is done with
that's
one
not true,
person?
sir. That's not true, sir. Can I ask you a fair question, Bruce? I just want to see how deluded you are.
There are plenty of people who've made
we're
apps
both,
and sold
you
them.
and I are both in Georgia, right? And it's nearly
Yes.
2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Georgia.
150. Yes.
Right. I said nearly 2 p.m.
But can I finish what I was saying though?
One moment.
Because you were talking about I made leadership servitude.
I hear you.
Any real job,
Bruce,
if
I'm
you are
asking
a
you this.
manager and there's someone not there to do it, you are supposed to do it.
No, sir. That's incorrect. And that lets me know that
That
you've
is
never been high
absolutely
up in a
correct. Any
company.
restaurant,
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an
anywhere.
example. You're thinking as a peon, talking about a
No, you're going to
restaurant.
give me an example of one company.
Extraordinary.
I can give you an
So,
example of 10 companies.
when you're in a company that is sophisticated and you have experts, you have people who have skill sets that you don't have. That's why you hired them. So, for example, in any of my tech businesses, if my CFO, whether we're talking about the chief financial officer or if my chief technology officer, if either of them were not going to do their job, I couldn't step in and do their job because I don't have the requisite skill set. That's why I pay them the big bucks. So you, sir, are wrong, and you clearly lack experience in business. You use the example of a restaurant because you like to eat, and that's a place that you're familiar with. But there are many types of businesses beside the ones that fill your stomach. Now, let me ask you this question, my dear boy. Let's see how deluded you are. If you and I were standing right now, you just took Marquett Burton and then we took Bruce and we lined us up next to each other and we brought by 100 women. Do you think the majority of the women, based on how you look right now and how I look right now, we're both on the Eastern Standard Time Zone, who do you think most of the women would go for, you or me?
What does that mean? Like, what does that matter?
Okay.
What does that have to do with leadership?
I'm not asking what it matters. I'm just asking you to see.
Because I mean, to be truthfully, I know where this is going. I would say me, and then you say, well, you're delusional. But I
just want to repeat what you said. That's fine. I just want to repeat what you said, sir. So you're saying if you and I were lined up right next to each other and 100 women were paraded by and they get to pick which man they'd prefer, you believe that
what you said right now?
Sir, if you'd be kind enough to track the speaker. We're both on the East Coast. We're both in the same time zone. It's about 2 p.m.
What?
So
wearing what I'm wearing right now.
You're in your home. Listen, I'm in my home. You're in your home. It's 2 p.m. at your home. It's 2 p.m. at my home. We found each other in the same situation. It's not like I'm in Egypt in a different time zone about to go to bed, or I'm in California just waking up. So what I'm asking you is to not try to confuse everyone. I'm saying if we took myself right now and took you and lined us up next to each other, we paraded by 100 women. Do you think that more women would select you or would select me?
I don't have on decent attire. So I'm like wearing house clothes. But man, if I put that stuff on, bro, man, listen.
Did you hear the question, sir? Did you hear the question, sir?
Yes.
Okay. women often elaborate unnecessarily. They're very verbose. So I'm asking you as a man, I don't know any women like I gave you the scenario 3 times, sir. Would more women choose you or would more women choose me, sir?
I'll say you. I'll just say you.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you being honest. It took everything to pull it out of you. Now, Bruce, you're not totally lost. Bruce, I just want to tell you this, and this is important for the peoples who want to advance. Sometimes jealousy creeps up on you, but I want you to know that you don't have to be jealous of me, Bruce, because I'm not your enemy. I've not tried to hurt you. I never will try to hurt you. I don't have any problem with you, Bruce. And what's more,
I don't have any problem with you.
Sir, that's not true. You came on here specifically.
I don't have any problem with you.
Bruce,
I came to debate the importance of women. I never called you out your name.
Bruce, you came on here specifically to disagree.
People who debate don't have to be jealous of each other.
That's correct. But in your case, it roots from jealousy.
It doesn't root from no jealousy.
I'll tell you why, Bruce. Let's say that you came on here to debate me. You said, hey, Marquett, I disagree with your idea that women are under men. And then say I asked you the same question under this new identity where you're a productive man. And I said, well, you believe in that. And you say, yes, I do believe in it. I believe in it strongly. I said, well, what have you done? And you say, Marquett, I have an organization that does this, or I donate to this cause. I forward this idea that I say I believe in. You see, then
I've donated to plenty of causes.
Sir,
I don't know.
Don't interrupt me, sir. I'm explaining something to you.
Oh, God.
Then I would say, okay, you're coming here on the basis of real values and principles that you truly believe in, and you're trying to forward a meaningful cause. That's why you're here. But you, sir, have done nothing at all. So you're coming here to argue against a person. You're not trying to forward a movement. In my case, when I say that I believe in a certain structure of society or of a family, these are things that I'm actually building in real life. Part of the reason I did not get to go to sleep last night because I'm working intently on it. You're not arguing against my thinking. You're arguing against me as a man and what I represent versus what you are. I yield the floor to you, sir.
No, that's definitely not true. But what does this keep having to do with you? Like, I'm not understanding. You keep saying this is me lying or me being jealous of you. Why do you keep bringing that up? We've established that's not the case.
We have not established that that's not the case.
I have established it. I don't know why you haven't established it.
No,
I
sir.
am actually a very honest person. Like, if I said I misspoke, I don't know what I read earlier about the black box to make me think that.
You said you're an honest person. You've made
Don't get
every
to talk
effort.
about the doggone 10 minutes.
You've made every effort
Listen.
to. One second, Bruce.
Why would I? I don't
hold on
listen.
One moment, Bruce. You just claim to be an honest person. We're not blind, nor are we deaf. You've made every effort to try to minimize true accomplishment. You came on here and you brought up, Marquett, you have a best-selling book. And then you took a beeline from that and said, it's not that good. Your book's not that good. Well, only jealousy would cause someone to tell such a fib. I mean, it's extraordinary, really, when the data indicates that it's a good book, but you, who have not read the book, say it's not a good book. That, my friend, is called jealousy.
Let me expound upon that.
There is no, hold on one second, sir.
From what I know, a lot of people now today don't read. So if only 10,000 books get sold and you sold 9,000 of them, that may be a best-selling, but I don't know. I don't know the statistics of book selling to know if it's like the same as being a best-selling author in the 80s or the 90s. Like, did you sell 20 million copies? I don't know. I can't say. I haven't heard anyone saying this book right here is what led the revolution of this country. Not saying nothing against your book. It's great. I am happy for your success. I have no problem with your success. No, you're not. But everything is like, oh, you're just jealous. I'm not jealous of you.
You are jealous.
I hope right now you go close a $20 billion deal and do something. Since you help people, you take that money and you help people. I don't care.
You're a liar, Bruce.
I don't care.
So you're telling me that you came on here, you brought up my book, you lied about the contents of my book, you admitted it's a best-selling book, and then you
I misread the description.
Sir, you admitted that you never read. One second. You admitted that you never read the book and then said it's probably not that good, but you're not a jealous person?
No, because you keep trying to get this whole like you keep trying to submit people to your will. I'm not finna kiss your ass. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That doesn't mean I need to kiss your ass.
I did not ask for that. All I asked for, Bruce, all I asked for, and this is all I ever asked for, Bruce, I just asked for people to respect that which is respectable. When someone writes a best-selling book, you need to respect it, Bruce, because that's respectable. That's why we have the measures, my dear boy. All I'm asking is for that simple thing. And you reveal yourself to be a hater when you could say, Marquett, you know what? God damn it.
I mean, no, but
hold on one second, young man. Hold on one second, young man. One moment, young man. One moment, young man. One moment, young man.
I don't know.
One moment, young man. You might take the position and say, you know what, Marquett? I never wrote a book. That's on my bucket list. I admire that. Forget the fact that it was a bestseller in 2 categories. I just admire that you did it. Or, hey, black man, you wrote a book and it's doing well. I'm happy for you. You see, here's the difference, my dear boy. You'll often hear me be very complimentary. Why? Because I'm confident in myself, and that allows me to love other people sincerely. It allows me, it empowers me to be sincerely happy for them because I've accomplished enough. I don't have any shame about what I'm doing, so I can truly be thankful and impressed with other people. I can be proud of them. So you default to negativity because you are what I always tell people to avoid. I say avoid people who are broken, ugly, and you're both, respectfully.
No.
Yeah,
I may not be the richest person, but I have 2 savings accounts. Yeah, no,
my boy,
you can think whatever you want about this.
My dear boy,
but
it's not about having a savings account. No. It's not about having a savings account. It's about what's in the account.
Now, I'll admit.
And then number 2,
it's
as clear as day
rooms in my business.
It's clear as day.
I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. I'm not starting a hate Marquett campaign.
Well,
like,
no,
I don't
you don't
care.
have to start it. It's already going. You're joining. You're joining it.
I'm not joining nothing. I'm joining the group of being a great father and expounding upon my business. That's all I'm doing.
Sir, you're not a great father. You eat Little Debbie snack cakes and you eat Cinnamon
I
Toast
am a great
Crunch.
father. What are you talking about?
It's impossible. It's impossible. Because
it's not impossible. You're allowing idiot.
You're allowing people in your household to poison themselves under your watch. So you're not a great father, sir. You're an average father is what you are. And you just have to be real about that. You're an average father, my dear.
No, you talk out of your behind so much and you just believe this. It's narcissistic. It's just narcissistic rambling.
So you're telling me, telling me that if I'm critical
every
of
father
you,
that bought
if I'm
a
critical
box of
of
Cinnamon
you,
Toast Crunch is a bad father. Do you even have kids?
You're telling me that because I'm
Do
critical
you have
of you,
kids?
Sir, stop running. Stop running. You're telling me that because I'm critical of you, that I'm a narcissist. That doesn't make sense. So no one can judge
you.
No one can judge you.
Everything. I'm over here trying to talk about women's rights, and you're talking about me being jealous. What does that have to do with anything? I didn't come over here and say I have more than you. I'm writing a book right now that's going to be better than yours. I didn't say any of that.
Honestly,
what are you talking about?
That's not possible for you. But if you did, I'd be happy for you. You can't.
It's definitely possible for me.
No, it's not. You don't have the intellect.
Do you have a doctor's degree? There's 3 people in my family with doctor's degree.
Do you have one?
I just didn't go to college.
Do you have a doctorate?
No, I don't. No, I do not.
Well, let's talk about you then. And in my book, I talk about that kind of argument. I say when people cannot defeat you, they have to talk about your circumstances. Or in your case, you have to talk about your circumstances.
That's what you've been doing the whole time.
3 people around me got doctorate degree. Great. Do you have a doctorate degree?
That's what you've been talking.
Do you have a doctorate degree?
About my circumstances. Listen, my circumstances is a happy black man.
No, those are not your
circumstances.
circumstances.
My circumstances. You're trying to make me a jealous liar.
That's a representation of you. That's not circumstance. That's you.
A happy black man. Yeah, sure.
That's you, my boy. Give me a second. Let me acknowledge some of the folks supporting the work. Shout out to Royal. I also acknowledge No Fugazi Podcast. Shout out to my boy. And this man gets a lot of hate because he's tall and good looking and he still got his hair. So I know they really hate this nigga. He writes, when bruh said popcorn ceiling, the ancestors cried. Piece of things I'm trying to tell you, but he trying to act like he didn't know what I was talking about. Crazy. Elevate Wisdom writes, as someone who is reading the black,
look like popcorn. I've never
my dear
heard
boy, silence. As someone who is reading the black box, it's a great read. Recommend you read it, Bruce. Okay, so there's someone who's actually read it. Shout out to Jabrizi, my boy. He writes, he said, if I put that extra, read all about it shirt on, man. Listen. And let me also acknowledge the folks coming in via Venmo. Shout out to Xavier. He writes, dude came here to White Knight. That reminds me, he got the light blue KILL Simps hoodie restocked in size 3XL. Let me set this aside so the team can look into this. Sorry to hear that that is sold out. Sorry and happy at the same time. Shout out to the folks who get the merch. I also acknowledge via Venmo. Shout out to Ramon. He writes, this dude said you have bad takes just to come on and give bad takes that are also lies. Peace to the Saints, bro. I'm trying to tell you, babe. It's madness. Shout out to Kenton. He writes, peace to the Saints. Bruce's friends set him up. They knew his emotional self would make good content for clips. And I thank you. Do forward my thanks. Shout out to Michael. He writes, Bruce appears to be emotional, possibly due to the excess body fat and low testosterone levels. Oh, indeed. That's going to take down the testosterone, all that fat tissue.
None of them have girlfriends.
He writes, Bruce is a grown man asking another grown man if he wants to wrestle. Nasty work. I'm trying to tell you, man. That boy be humping each other. It's crazy. Shout out to Carter. He writes, peace of the Saints. I'm 6'3", and the highest I ever have been is 230 pounds. I felt like a slob. 260 is ridiculously obese. Based on his face, I'd bet my life he's heavier than 260. Shout out to Carter. He writes, oh, man.
That was the life.
Shout out to Carter. He writes, we can also observe the young man's dark and dirty lips that tell he can't put down the black and milds. A fat, stinky little fella. I also acknowledge Nathan. He writes, Bruce has been hiding report cards his whole life. Peace to the Saints.
All this is coming from people who pay a motherfucker to talk about nothing.
Cursing? You're still cursing. So
Clown.
do you have any integrity? Do you have any integrity? Bruce, do you have any integrity? You never keep your word.
Yeah, I have more integrity than you.
You've done nothing for anyone. You can't even get a headboard for your old lady's bed, my boy.
No, I've done
bad.
plenty
and that's
for
how,
people.
No, really.
But
that's how
if
I know
we're
that
talking about like borrowing money or donating to
real
causes,
quick, my boy.
I've done plenty of that. I haven't built any houses. See, me, I think in the...
That's how I know your old lady needs a real man, because she want to live comfortable. You hear me? Chicks don't want to live uncomfortable. You ain't even got a headboard on your bed, my boy. You really messing up. Shout out to my boy TK Kirkland. Who raised you? Bro,
a doctor,
you got to get your life together.
My life is together.
I
what do you have?
This doctor. I want to interview this doctor. I swear. What are they a
bro,
doctor
she will
of?
Cook you.
What are they a doctor of? Can you set that
She's
up?
a principal.
Can you say, hey, this boy ain't got a headboard on his bed. Now he gave a phone to his old lady. The nigga ain't got a headboard on his bed. That's like when you getting slayed in college. You hear me? You should show up to the nigga dorm. What kind of stuff is that? What's wrong with these people?
Who are you even
Boy ain't
talking
got a
to?
headboard on his bed. The nigga ain't got a headboard. Oh my God. Women want to be comfortable, right?
She's very comfortable.
She's not comfortable. She'd be way more comfortable here. She'd be way more comfortable. I promise you. She'd be way more
You're a
comfortable
clown.
here. No, really, she would. She would. You said you live in Georgia. Let her come for a weekend.
No.
Let her come for a weekend. Yeah, why not?
What?
Let her come down for a weekend.
Then just start projecting.
No, really.
You start projecting.
I'll tell you this.
Beta matters. What dude?
Bruce, check this out. Let's do this. It'd be like a nice little staycation. So I got a flat in Miami, right? So how about we do this, Bruce? When I fly down to Miami, let your lady come on down, hang out with my lady at the Burton Plantation, and just let her feel let her feel what it feels like to live good. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna never be the same after. She ain't gonna never be the same. You can touch your ceilings, Bruce. You can touch your ceilings. You're not living great. You can touch your ceilings. Come on.
So what?
That means you're
I'm
broke.
living great. What are you talking about?
Bruce, honestly, if you can touch your ceilings, you're broke. It's just a fact. I'm sorry.
No,
you can touch your ceiling. Bruce, touch your ceiling real quick.
Dude,
just do it.
I know someone who is a millionaire.
Bruce, real quick.
That lives
just touch
in
your
a
ceiling.
trailer.
Bruce, just touch your ceiling real quick, please. I just want everybody to see. Just touch your ceiling. Just one
I'm
time.
not your do-boy.
Just touch your ceiling, Bruce. We can tell that your home is very small. It's very small.
Hold up your head.
I'll make you a deal. I'll rub the baldy if you touch your ceiling. Just touch your ceiling. I'll rub the baldy.
Dude, you're hilarious.
Just touch the ceiling real quick. I'm going to rub the baldy. You got a deal.
Bruh,
you got a deal.
Hilarious.
You got a deal, Bruce. Oh, you don't want to ever take the deal.
That's a nice watch. What kind of watch is that?
Yeah, this is an MDB label watch. Go to mdblabel.com. It is very nice. It is very nice. Gold on gold, canary diamonds is quite nice indeed. Yes, indeed. MDBlabel.com.
What's that about? 10 grand?
No, sir. No, sir. Anyways, touch your ceiling real quick. Just touch your ceiling.
That's the thing, bro. I'm not one of these do boys in the chat, bro.
Just touch your ceiling.
That's why I don't respond to you.
Bruce,
like I have inner monologues in my mind.
Bruce,
that,
touch
you
your
know,
ceiling. Has your inner monologue ever told you to get braided up again? Like get some fresh braids. Has your inner monologue been like, Bruce, get braided up again?
Well, see, I didn't wrap my hair, which was my fault. I got these maybe a week ago. So when you don't put something on it and you go to sleep, it just frizzes up. But this is new growth, so I have to wait for this to lock. It's got to stay for 3 weeks.
Interesting, Bruce.
Well, that's how dreads work.
Since we're talking about watches, like what's your watch looking like? Since we're talking about watches,
I mean, I got two. To be honest with you, not the most expensive watches. One of them's like $250. The other one's like $600. The one that was $600, I got for a gift. I didn't.
Got you. You see me, I don't really talk about the prices of things. You know what's more interesting?
I'm just
to me,
honest,
Bruce. Yeah, no, I hear you, Bruce. What's more interesting to me, Bruce, and this is I teach product-based business. You see, here's the difference between you and I, Bruce.
This is $250.
Very nice, Bruce. That hoodie you're wearing, who makes that?
Oh, bro, I got this on the clearance sale. I paid
$15. I didn't ask where you got it. I said, who makes it?
I don't know.
Very good. Yeah, but you don't is the important part. So, for example, if you look at this fine dress shirt right here, blue linen with the blue buttons on it, the extra tall collar, I produce that. You look at this fine blazer, I produce that. You look at this watch here, I produce that.
You stitch that together?
Everything. No. See, I taught you about leadership earlier. Now let me teach you something. I taught you about leadership. I lead the company that produces it. See, that's that. There you go. Because a leader doesn't have to do everything. I don't have time.
What's the name of the company?
I don't have time or interest to be a seamstress, Bruce. I told you the name of the company.
What's the name of the company?
It's mdblabel.com. Log in, boss up. Now
MDB
that you know that,
label.
Bruce, MDB label. Yes, sir. So the difference is that you, sir, are profiting strangers. Me, I deal in businesses that I produce product or people that I know produce product or people that I've taught produce product. You see, I've made millionaires. You, sir, you're not a contribution. You're a weight to society in a literal sense and as well otherwise. You're a weight to society, Bruce. You see, everything about me, you try to pick out things, it's never going to work. You're like, what kind of watch is that? Nigga, it's a watch that I made and designed and owned the company.
I'm not trying to pick stuff. I asked you a simple question.
Well, stay focused, Bruce. Stay focused. So, being that you don't feel strongly enough about what you say you believe in to actually do anything, why try to challenge someone like me who's actually doing it? Why challenge it? Why challenge it?
Do you define as doing? Because you brought up like investing. I've invested in tons of fundraisers. I think last year I've at least $3,000 I've donated to different causes. So if you're just talking about like, I thought you meant doing the real heavy work, like getting construction companies.
I mentioned that when I don't believe you, Bruce.
And you keep talking about I haven't done anything. I mean, for one,
you haven't.
I fixed air conditioners. People need air conditioners, you know.
Yeah,
well, because of
have you ever
this society,
Bruce, that's your business.
Because
Bruce.
of
that's your business.
What?
Stop playing games with us, Bruce. We're not dumb. Don't play games with us.
Yeah,
man.
but it doesn't matter. Like servicing people is servicing people. It's
contributing
to society.
Making money off of people is not the same thing as philanthropy, Bruce. You're a liar.
No. I wasn't saying.
Anyways,
I wasn't saying being an HVAC.
Shout out to Salah. Comes in with a
but
bowler alert
I do
via
my
PayPal.
part. You need
He
plumbers.
writes, peace to the saints. My serious apology, Saint. When I didn't hear from you, I thought the live stream wasn't happening anymore. I'm joining the link now. Fair enough. Totally understand. And let me add the gentleman on. Shout out to the first baller alert. Actually, I think it's the second baller alert today. I'm going to check on that. Peace to the saints. See, this is a good-looking, productive black man right here. How are you?
I am amazing, Said. How are you?
I'm well. I just want to give an example to the people watching. This gentleman, you see, here's the difference. You got one guy who's neat, one guy whose teeth are white, One guy who's in a place that looks like somewhere you want to be.
Mine don't
Then
look
you
too
got
bad.
the other guy whose teeth are no
See?
sir, no sir.
My teeth are
no,
definitely white. Yes, sir.
no sir, no sir, no sir.
Yeah.
No,
Them probably veneers.
no sir.
These homegrown.
Them motherfuckers definitely came from the home. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
And it be, you know what, sir, whoever you are, I'm not even going to insult you because of this person. That's he makes his life living off of trying to insult
no,
people he
you
feels
can't
inferior.
insult him. I'm just
So I
I'm
won't
just
say
telling
anything
you.
negative towards
Right,
you.
right.
I wish you the best. I hope you got your business is doing great. But this dude, he's just a clown.
There's a lot of things about saints that you may have misunderstood for sure. I think you really haven't tapped into the ism because he's completely something different than what you think. Like Saint is truly a good person. I can tell you that for certain. Like he is not what you were proclaiming him to be. When he was
Someone who constantly insults people.
No, he doesn't insult people. He only engages your energy. Right now, when I came in, you just witness it. When I came in, he literally welcomed me. He was smiling. To be honest, he's very pleasant. I can tell you that. He's very pleasant.
He knows you though.
But it doesn't matter. The point is, look at all his other live streams. Whenever he has a guest on, he's normally very positive. I can tell you this because my first time on there, he was very, very positive to me. And I've been watching him for years.
A beta. He called me a beta because
sometimes it depends on your response. Do you get? Like,
that's why most times I don't even.
Let me give you an example. Over here where I am, it's about 2 a.m. in the morning, and I can hear you and him going back and forth about this conversation. And you literally went and said, "Oh, he has a small penis energy." Why would you discuss such a thing?
Because
like, it's
he
one of those
self-projects.
insults that you would
When
get from
someone
women.
listen, when someone is trying to read you and they make up stuff that you know is not true, most of the time it is self-projecting. So when all someone can say is like, "Yeah, I have more money and all that than you," yet again, you never see this person with a girl, never see this person building a family. Like, what are you talking about? That sounds like a typical, white person
thing. In the normal society that we live in, money is a metric of success to some capacity.
That
like
is
it
true.
shows what you're doing right. And secondly, is if you listen to his live streams, you would hear him engage with a woman. Now, him not posting a woman on a camera doesn't mean he doesn't have a woman. And let's be real, Bruce. Look at him. Like, let's be real here. Like, don't glaze it or anything, but look at him. Let's be real. You have your old lady over there with you, so I was expecting you would have more of a positive conversation. But unfortunately, it went completely different. It was it was bad luck, Bruce. But that's fine. We literally live and we learn. So probably if you tap into
it's not
the
bad for me. Like, none of this affects me. I hope you get all the views off your little clips. I'm going to leave this in great. Like I'm literally incredibly late right now. But yeah, this is, as you see, I'm still here. I'm not running away from you. Like, I'm honestly trying to, as much time, this, honestly, other than what I have to go do, this has been fun. Like, it doesn't bother me. But as I told him earlier, if I misread and that wasn't the position he took on women, we could have been left. But he with this, you got cinnamon toast crunch and all this other stupid stuff. It doesn't come on like that. I just sit here to enjoy it because to me it's funny. I truly believe he's doing this to have, like, a good channel have a little humor in it. He's adding some humor to the equation because it doesn't affect me.
Yeah, but Bruce,
it doesn't. I'm still here. He can say whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? Unless he has something. Hold on. As long as he doesn't have something else to do, and I don't have something else to do, like, I don't need to run from this. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, hey, maybe I can take something from this.
Oh, for sure. Read the Black Box. Believe me, I have read it a long time ago, and it's a beautiful book. And it's his reality. Literally, his life is documented. All of the people he mentioned, you can literally Google those people. Because I remember one of the people that he wrote the book on, Rob, like the neighborhood Rob. Literally, one time he jumped on his live stream, and I was watching, and they were talking about things that actually happened. So it was his real life, and you cannot judge somebody before even reading their autobiography, Bruce. It wouldn't be fair. It's like me just judging you right now. I just jumped on the live stream and start saying, "Oh, Bruce is this, Bruce is that." It's something completely different. You should read, then engage the man about his own story, life story. But right now you're making things up. Like somebody said to you, because if we're going based on hearsay, somebody could say, "Listen, Bruce robbed me yesterday," but that may not be true.
Rob
See,
some little Debbie snack cakes.
you literally need to read it, then engage him about his own life. So the black box was a phenomenal work. I can tell you that for certain, Bruce.
Okay.
And it's one of those things where, if you're not very bothered about the conversation, why even join? Like, find something better to do with your time, Literally, you say
Well,
you're a
no,
builder, you
I
like
mean,
to build things. You can build
it's
other things,
different.
for prosperity.
The topic I was debating out was definitely worth the time, because if I believe that someone believes in this whole traditional wife, nuclear family BS, then yeah.
What do you mean traditional?
No,
Like, that is natural. That is the natural order. Are you a Christian, a Muslim? Do you believe in anything? Like, normally, of everyone is theistic religion.
no, please, no religion.
No, I'm asking you a question. So you normally
no religion.
Okay,
I
so
don't
you
believe.
don't believe in any religion. Okay.
Listen,
In a normal basis, who do you believe is the leader of the house? You, I would assume. You are the leader of the house.
I believe the house is the beginning of the community.
Yeah, and who do we put in charge of the community, men or women?
I believe men, because we produce more testosterone and have, more physical capabilities in general. It is our job to protect. And, women, they
So
create life.
if you're the protector, then you're the dominant figure. Then by default, you're the leader. Remember, whoever is the strongest is the leader.
Because most presidents never been in war. Most presidents never been in war.
Yes, but they delegate.
But yet again, they control the most powerful military.
You believe that they're smart enough.
That's why I was talking about house leadership and what he considers like, a house is part of a community. It doesn't really need to be a leader. People can vote. If you have a community, people all come together. It's not no one person that, man, these clowns. It's not no one person that makes a decision for everyone. To me, you are crazy if you allow one person to make the decision for everyone.
For example, actually there is. That's called a leader. You literally need to rally against a leader. Like, you literally need to be behind them. So which means, because if you have an opinion, Marquett has an opinion, I have an opinion, we need somebody to lead it. Otherwise, we're just going to run in circles. So we need to literally rally behind someone and to make it happen. That's why it's called leadership. So if you're in a country where you're saying, so nobody makes a decision, then why do you even bother voting anyone? You can just say, whatever we want will just happen. No, but you vote somebody to get things done. And you're talking about somebody that hasn't been in the military. Yes, I agree with you. In some capacity, the people that will lead us, if they really haven't engaged in any sort of things, it's a bit dangerous. But we still trust them to make the decision. Remember, when you're the president, we don't expect you to be in the front line. Yes, you should be in a normal sentence, but many people are not. But we expect you as the leader to be able to make the discernment on what's good and bad for the people that voted for you. You get?
Yeah, but we're talking about voting. We're talking about voting. Jack, we need leadership in the republic. I mean, in a government, yes, but leadership, like that has nothing to do with a family. Like when we were talking earlier, he kept talking about leadership and family. The adults are the leaders.
Right now, who is going to show up to protect the family? You or your old lady? Who's going to
You said what?
show up to protect? If I show up to your house right now wanting to fight you, who is going to defend the family? You or your
I am the first line of defense.
So
yes.
by default, you're the dominant leader. That makes you the leader of the house, correct?
Nah. To be honest with you, in most cultures, being a warrior has nothing to do with being a leader. Yeah, that's why they have warlords.
So we put cowards in charge of the society then?
Most of the time, yeah. Look at the president of the United States. Yes. The one, he draft dodged. Yes, that is absolutely true. Do you not pay attention? See, maybe in your country, the warriors are the leaders. Burkina Faso, you have Ibrahim Traore and all that. But in America, it's the cowards.
And why do you think normally the warriors become in charge? Because the weaklings are normally failing the country. Then the dominant one rises. Right now, we're about to have a conversation about Africa.
Leading a country is not about strength, though. You have to know about economy. You have to know about a lot of stuff. It's not just you point guns in the right direction and the economy comes together. What are you talking about?
As a leader, you delegate. You don't come in and know everything. Let me give you an example. Right now, we just literally saw the
you delegate amongst people.
They took about 300 people to go negotiate a deal with the United States. We could have just said, all right, one person show up to Iran and negotiate everything. No, you need technical expertise on other things. Maybe you know about the economy. Maybe somebody knows about something else. Maybe weapons. Everybody you delegate as a leader. In fact, if you're a leader of everything, you know everything, you're a fool. You don't know what you're talking about. As a leader, you need to know when to delegate. You need to hire people. There is this one famous quote with
what I said. You said something about warriors being leader.
Generally, that's what it should be. Like right now, let me give you an example with the Saints. Majority of
warriors to be in charge of security. Sure.
So wait, so you're security of fools, then you literally just guard fools. Why don't you just take over power yourself? You just brought Ibrahim Traore.
That's what life is. When a person joins the army, they protect every person on American soil. That means all the crackheads, all the junkies, all that. They have to protect everyone. That's why it is a great honor being a soldier, because you're putting your life at risk for every person, not just the good people.
I think this is the thing, Bruce, though. You're only speaking about America specifically. We're discussing around the globe. Remember, America is not only the globe.
I can only speak. This is the honesty. Listen, I can't speak for your country. I've never been to your country. I don't know anything about the government. I'm talking about America.
I'm speaking about global politics. We're speaking about the natural order of life.
You didn't say that. You went from talking about leadership in family to leadership in the government, being warriors, to now you have to delegate people, which is what I said in the beginning.
Okay, Bruce.
Hey, listen. I love you guys. I love you all. You have a great one. Stop being uptight up in your butt. How about that? Because one thing about you say whatever about Bruce and snacks and Debbie cake, all them folks don't have no girlfriend. You give your money to a man instead of investing in yourself.
I'm being serious, Bruce. The next conference, I would actually pay for you to attend. And if you don't like it, I will double the money and give it to you. I will pay for the next conference for you to go to Marquett's conference. That's a promise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
I'll
just
be
let
there.
me know how it goes.
When is the next conference?
Next month, 13th and 14th.
Where at?
But you have to actually make me a promise. Would you actually show up?
Where is it?
It's in Georgia. It's in Savannah, Georgia.
Hell yeah. Are you serious? Yeah.
All right, then. I'm sure the Saints will treat you nicely, and it will change your opinion on how literally men out there live. Like, believe me, like the Saints is a global movement. Everybody loves it.
I don't really have a problem with the Saints or his community or whatever, but if we're going to debate a topic, I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm not finna sit here and let anyone belittle me because I love my life. You can't tell me that I pay women. He said I am a beta male that pays women for their interactions or whatever. And of course, all these trolls, these people don't even show their face. They just guzzle balls all the time.
If we're having this conversation, me and you call me a beta male, it wouldn't bother me. I'll be like, okay. I would just defend the argument, not the emotional side of things. Like he told you
that's the difference.
You took emotional argument.
You talk about being a protector.
Yes, as a protector, this is the thing. As a protector and provider, that's what we were discussing.
I don't see myself as weak. I'm not gonna ask no man because I'm not weak.
But this is the thing. You can be physically strong but mentally weak. Like these are two different things. Like you're talking about physically dominant. Yes, you can be physically dominant, but often in a war, you have tactics, you have strategy, Bruce. You might be, look at the United States. You guys literally lost to Iran because they had a better strategy. Like it doesn't mean you have the biggest power, doesn't mean you're going to win all of it. Sometimes there is more situation where you're dealing with mind. So when he calls you a beta male, all you had to do was refute his argument and say, all right, what's your metrics of a beta male?
I came from nothing. I'm a person that came from nothing. You can say whatever about this apartment. It's a lake right down there. I can go fishing in. It's geese all over the place. I pay $1,800 a month in rent here for this little tiny apartment.
And we appreciate it. Bruce.
And guess what? It's only going to get better.
I'm sure you have other dreams.
It's only going to get better.
Okay, Bruce, this is the thing. Not to brag, right? Not to brag. Just to put it out there for you. See, this, as we're speaking right now, is a Loro Piana fine linen, right? This will probably cost $1,000 just to start with. But this is the thing, it's elevation in life. Just a few years ago, I would wear a normal t-shirt. But now I'm at a stage in my life where I'm improving.
So basically, you are in an apartment right now. Have you seen his house? No, I'm saying, have you seen his house? If you want something like that, you have to respect it. Like, you have to respect who you want to become. Look at his house. Look at his car.
I don't
You
want
need
to
to
become
respect
him.
who you want to become. You're failing to understand. Not him as an individual, but the success. You
Yeah,
have
I've
to
never said
respect
nothing bad
successful
about his
people to
success.
become successful. But that's my point. So when he called you weak, then you should try and understand what's going on. Why would he say such a thing? What's his metric of strong or weak? But you didn't ask that. You just went on an emotional tantrum, which I understand because obviously you were upset. But you should have asked him, what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I have asked him about several things, like the whole not giving to the community, but I see it as, because to me, which I'm not going to say I'm always right, but it just seems very egotistical. Like, that's what he does. Whenever he doesn't have anything to say, he'll just repeat the same thing, which is usually some sort of insult, which doesn't really bother me. But if that's all this is going to be, us insulting each other, I'm not finna do that.
But
like,
this
I
is the thing,
don't
Bruce.
care enough to
This
sit
is the
around
thing.
and I'm not a
he talks
comedian. I don't
about,
sit around and
do you know
insult
there was a time in his life where he is a smart individual, read his book, but he literally went to teach people just because he wanted to give back to the community. See, that's respectable. That's something you have to respect as a person. So if he asks you, what have you done for the community, Bruce? You could have said, not as much as I would want to do, but then try and do something. Try to affect change. That's what happens, Bruce. Even when somebody says you haven't done something, remember, it's never too late. You can start. The thing about it is, if we look at us as Black people, we always talk about the community, till it's time to build the community, nobody shows up. That's the truth. That's the truth. So over here in the SASN culture, we're literally trying to help people. We are trying to help each other elevate because we want to see people like us. I'm not going to lie to you. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, Bruce, I'm like thousands of miles away from you. This is like it's a very nice place I am in right now. But the point is, you rarely see Black people around here. So we're trying to get to that level where when you show up to spend $1, like, people would go, oh, what do you do? Because they're always shocked whenever they see a Black person.
The people who
but
put
we need
these
to elevate
comments
on a level.
Are idiots.
No, Bruce, you're talking to me and saying not the comment. Like, I haven't read the comment the entire time. We're speaking, me and you as an individual, on this conversation. We're speaking about it. You've achieved what you said. You've achieved where you're able to get your own apartment. That's brilliant. But my point is, you could elevate. As a man, you were talking about a man. Every man has an ambition.
Like,
that's my point. But you have to respect the people that's already there before you. Isn't that what the Black Americans call homage? Like, you literally respect people.
Okay, I'll put it like this. I'll say Marquett is, it's not like he's not a respectable person. You feel me? But everyone's journey is different. But I'm just in the beginning of mine.
And we respect that, but then you have to respect hierarchy, Bruce. You have to respect hierarchy.
Given my situation in my country, hierarchy doesn't mean nothing.
Of course,
I'm be honest with you.
Of course, it means something. Especially America is a capitalist society.
White people culture is about kissing behind. I'm about working hard.
Well, what's white culture?
You can kiss behind and become a millionaire. We've literally seen it dozens of times over.
Basically, Bruce, America is literally a capitalist society, which means hierarchy exists. And with this hierarchy, you have to respect hierarchy for you to be respected as well.
Yeah, no, but then you don't have to respect hierarchy. Now, if you want to be in the business that they're in,
you don't want your kid to respect you. Like, basically, like, you have a son or a daughter.
I'm talking about business. I'm talking about business. We're talking about being millionaires.
Let's talk about on a normal basis.
The people leading this country isn't worth my respect. I don't care how much money they have.
Let me give you an example. Just with it, you have parents, you have a son or a daughter, and you literally show respect out of hierarchy. Now, if you do not like what's happening in your country, we're going to that. If you don't like what's happening in your country with the leaders, you can literally pull out your voter's card and change it. That's why we're talking about revolution here, Bruce. If you knew what was happening, you would have known we're talking about revolution. We're talking about revolution. That's why revolution needs to happen. Because we need to put serious men in charge, but you need to be able to respect those men. Because all of the Black leaders we've had in the past, we're going to talk about this guy in this conversation. All of the leaders we've had in the past, one of the problems that Black people had is we have serious problem with hierarchy. sometimes a black person just looks like you and you just assume because you guys have the same skin, we're the same, but we're not. We need to start respecting class. We need to start respecting, oh, this person has achieved. We need to respect who he is. We need to respect what he's done. Like Saint, for example, like him or not, agree with him or you don't, look at him. He's an excellent black man, whether we like it or we don't like it. Look at his house.
I mean, I've already said
look at
that,
how
though.
eloquent
I said
he
in the
is.
beginning.
You have to respect it.
In the beginning, like I don't have any sort of problems with someone seeing him as a respectable person, but you're just talking about making money in a hierarchy in general. No,
yes, but this is the thing. That's why we have entry-level jobs. You literally have entry level, then you have management level, then you have the executive level. Like these things literally operate with hierarchy, because we cannot just say you have no experience, we just let you lead a company. You're going to lead the company to disaster. That's just how these things work. That's why hierarchy is important. You get? Like literally, you say you run a business, Bruce?
I'm not saying hierarchy isn't important. I'm just saying you can't respect, I guess, every aspect of hierarchy, because every person that is in a position of leadership, every person at the top is not a good person or someone you may want to,
Yeah, but this is
emulate.
the thing, Bruce. Like in this
Yeah,
life,
and me,
when it comes to hierarchy,
I'm good enough to where I don't have the kids behind.
To get things done. See, that's the thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have significant amount of respect for the Black Americans and the culture, but sometimes I do say to myself, do you guys not realize you have to play the capitalist game to actually win? Like people, like right now, Bruce, as we're speaking about this, you have to play the game to win. Like for you to become what you want to become, you need to study the greats. You need to realize how the game is played. You can't just show up and be like, I don't respect whatever you guys are doing. If you don't, then you would never win. You only win a game by actually understanding the rules of the game and utilizing it better. You can't just show up and be like, I don't respect any of it. Nah, F it, all of it. No, it's not
I didn't
necessary.
respect any of it, but I just don't have to respect, unless it's someone that I respect and would want to do business with. I don't have to show them no respect, no matter what company they lead or none of that.
How would we know who you respect? If he as an excellent black man,
it doesn't matter who I respect.
Who would you listen? No,
Everyone needs to worry about.
Give me an example. I'm curious. Who is an individual you can name that you respect?
An individual I can, like in business?
Yeah, just in general in life, somebody you respect in business.
Let's see.
Because if you don't have anyone, you wouldn't be able to model yourself to actually win.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't have a hero. Like I learn little bits from everyone because everyone makes mistakes, and I don't believe I have to make mistakes in order to learn from them.
Okay, give me an example. Who do you respect as an individual? Like somebody that's done well in business.
James Tallarico. I respect James Tallarico.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of respect for Jasmine. See, me, I'm mainly into politics in America because that's the main thing everything is politics. The prices of our food, the gas, everything. Anything else is a distraction from what is going on in politics.
Okay, I agree. Politics is everything, right, Bruce? But for example, how you as an individual, how do you affect politics? Like, are you a politician yourself?
Oh, I've already voted. Yeah, I voted early.
But this is the thing, though. You need a community for you to be able to affect change. If you show up alone, they'll just take you and throw you in prison and forget about you. You need some weight behind you. You need people that when you talk, they would actually agree with you and do something about it. That's why you need a collection of men that are serious.
I've said early in the video, like I have close people. I don't have that community. You know what I mean? Of people who are like really trying to make a change.
That's why I said I would love for you to join this.
Myself.
That way you can affect a change.
You said what? You broke up a little bit.
If you join the SASNs, that way you have grown men that are serious men behind you. I know this because I've been on his live stream before. I've seen the positive reactions I gotten from the Saints, and it's a beautiful thing. A lot of people were reaching out with so much respect. So for you, as you say, politics is tied to everything. You need people behind you. You cannot just do it as a lone wolf.
I mean, yeah, but I don't. I have no problem with his group of individuals who are trying to find the most amount of success that they can, but
This is the thing, Bruce. You live in America, and you know you can use your dollar to vote.
Like, what
this is the thing in this life.
about that is going to help further me and what I'm doing? Because
okay, let me give you
not to
let
be
me give you an
rude,
example.
but I see, and I understand. I feel like it's sort of like a fraternity. You know what I'm saying? People, you get together and you build relationships, and those relationships strengthen over time. I don't see, and it's not like I'm looking for an immediate outcome, but I'm so busy. Like, I have the day off, and I haven't had the day off in the past 9 days.
Okay, but
that's why I'm very.
Let me give you an example. Right now, in a very nice.
I mean, I don't mind going to the. I don't know how much the
the
convention is.
I'm speaking to you right now at 2 a.m. in the morning because I believe this is important. This conversation is important. What a normal person, I could just be like, you know what, let's just enjoy whatever it is I'm doing. I'll just carry on with whatever I'm doing. But I'm speaking to you at 2 a.m. in the morning because I believe it's important. I believe it's important for you to win. You need to be an example. I can tell you this. There is nothing that impresses me more than when you are your own daughter and son's superhero. Let me give you an example. This has happened to me so many times where I would be driving in London and you literally have women call up to you and take a photo of the car. Sometimes this is what bothers me, and they have children. They literally will be working with their husband. They see a nice car, they pull up to you and take a picture. What's crazy is that I would be thinking, you know what, as a man, you have to be ambitious. You have to have your son have the Maybach, have the Lamborghini in your house so they can literally look at it and go, that is my superhero. That's somebody I need to replicate. That's why a lot of people, what tends to happen is with a lot of black people, a lot of, especially abroad, we often look at the athletes to succeed, but that's not the only way to succeed. We need thinkers. We need people that actually use their mind, Bruce. You get?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like you want a situation where right now you want your son, you literally are a parent. You want a son or daughter to look at you and go, you know what? You're a boss. There is nothing that will be shown to her that will be used.
If my son was old enough,
or your son. That's my point.
Yeah, no, he knows.
Let me give you an example. Every time I'm driving around and I see a kid sees the car, he literally comes up. I'll be like, you know what? Get in, take a picture, save it for when you grow up. Because I've realized how much impact that has on people. People want to have those nice things. People want to have those nice cars. And it's literally inspiring. Whenever you walk into a place in London wearing a nice suit, something nice, many black men, they would literally, whenever you see black men, they'll be like, you know what, brother, I love the fact that you're here. You're representing us. People love to see other black people win. But for you to win, you have to respect other black winners. We can't just do these things where we're like, yeah, I don't like where he is. Therefore, even when I don't like you, I can respect what you've achieved as a person. And
I never said I
how
didn't
can you
respect.
not like somebody? How can you not like somebody that you haven't met? And secondly, he can have his take on women. That could be his reality. And ask yourself, which one is a better reality to have, Bruce? His or yours? Do you get? I would personally go out on the lip and
I wouldn't pay my life for nothing.
But that's the thing, Bruce. We're not saying change. We're saying improve.
I would.
We're saying improve.
You keep talking about history. I'm gonna take my perspective every time, and that's not me being a liar. That's just everything I've learned and everything I've gained can be used in so many different ways. And I mean, he has his own life. Great for your best-selling book. I hope you have 5 more,
but that means you're blind to the truth.
I've lived,
because if
I've lived greatness.
I am understanding your perspective, but you're not getting his or mine as well. I'm saying there is improvement.
Well, that's it. I never disrespect. I never said I didn't respect anything. He just does that whole thing where he just starts to try to belittle people when it's just a debate. Either there's something to debate or there's not. There doesn't have to be this guy's an idiot, liar, no integrity, liar, idiot. Like he's literally said those 3 words at least a dozen times each. And it's
okay,
like,
let me, just like everything in life, there is hierarchy, Bruce. Like if somebody is taller than you, you could say this person is taller than me. If somebody is living better than you, you could say this person is living better than me. It's just one of those things in life. So if he turns around and say, I'm doing better than you at this thing, like he mentioned, physically athletic, it's true, isn't it?
In terms of endurance,
we can be honest.
Sure.
Yeah, see, that's my
point.
point.
In terms of endurance, sure.
He could turn around and say, yes, specifically, I'm better than you at this and this and this things. Now, if I were you, I would take it with grace. If I realize somebody is better than me at something, my first question is, how can I get that? That's my first question. How can I get there?
And if you're talking about terms of endurance, what real fight lasts 5 minutes?
We're not
Like,
talking about fight. We're
I'm
talking
not
about
saying
not
I'm
just
training to
fighting.
be a
Remember,
boxer or a professional fighter. Like going multiple amount of rounds, an average fight lasts 2 minutes? If you can't knock someone
but
out
as
in
a
2 minutes,
man,
you need to turn around and walk away.
as a man, because as you are a man, Bruce, we expect you to compete at the highest level in everything. Like if
I haven't
another
needed
man
to.
could beat you in endurance, then you need to up your endurance. If I were me
Yeah, but
personally, what
that's
I
the
like to
thing.
do is
It's not a
anything I realize
competition
somebody is
with
better than
him.
me at, I will try.
I don't care about having no competition. Now, I love to do sparring. When my homie was down here from New Jersey, Jojo, he's an
Yeah.
actual like real kickboxer. Oh yeah, I'd love to spar, but
Okay,
I don't.
brilliant. So when you go to the
Other
event
than
in
improving
June,
my health. Other than improving my health, is I'm not doing this to make money. I'd rather spar than run. Me
okay,
personally,
this is the thing, Bruce.
or
Is when you
bite
go
than
to the
run.
event, you can do a light spar with some of the saints. You can see everybody puts in the work over there.
Boom.
Yeah, you can see it. Like nobody is gonna try to outdo you. We're just over here trying to be the best of ourselves. Remember, be yourself, be good to yourself, be good to good people. So the assumption is that you need to be yourself. You know what? You come in whatever level you come in, you're trying to do your best. That's all that matters. You go the hardest, you do your best. You improve your life every single day. And that's what life is about, Bruce. Elevate.
Yeah.
You're elevating
Yeah. No, I know
every
that.
single
Yeah.
day you live.
Yeah. Self-improvement. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Try to
And I
learn something new
definitely
every day.
think the SASN culture would help. And I would love for you to attend.
Yeah. I
The
mean, I don't
SASN
mind
culture
going.
is
You said the
it's a
13th and the
beautiful thing.
14th.
Yeah. No, Bruce, no, you don't mind going. Are you sure? Because obviously this is going to be money commitment. If I commit my money, will you show up?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%.
And okay, then we will be expecting you. And remember, do keep in mind there is not going to be any hostile conversation. We just want you to learn from the saints, so we
Nah,
can all
it's
improve.
never been anything hostile.
I'm
Yeah, I've
glad
never.
that we've come to this conclusion, Bruce. It's a beautiful thing that we are finally coming to an understanding like men.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, certainly.
Bruce, may I ask you a question?
Sure.
I've been looking at the comments as they've been going, and I've really enjoyed and appreciated the dialogue. For you in this dialogue, what would you say? Thank you. What would you say you've learned in this dialogue? Not with me.
I mean, it wasn't really a lot of usable information. It started as a competition, and then
Competition.
I admit that maybe I misread
No,
the
not with me.
description,
Not with
but
me.
once we actually got to the actual topic, which I'm pretty sure you said women should be with you said they should be with a good leader
Real quick
and
before you
something
go on,
else.
Bruce, I wanna yield the floor for you to introduce yourself and exchange names. So I want to yield the floor for you to do that, introduce yourself, exchange names, and then I'll re-ask my question right now because I don't think you guys formally introduced yourselves to one another.
All right, I'll go first. Bruce, my name is Saleh, and it's an absolute pleasure to meet you. I have a mining business and I have commodities business, and it's a pleasure to meet you. I saw you and Saint were going back and forth in this conversation. We are scheduled in to come in and discuss SASN Africa because we intend to do big things over there on the continent. And it's a pleasure to meet you. I know your name is Bruce, and any other introduction you want to give to me so I know you well?
Yes, it is very nice to meet you.
Likewise.
My name is Bruce Beard. I am a freelance heating and air conditioning technician, and I really just came on here to debate what I thought was a pressing concern.
Fair enough.
Makes sense, Bruce. Pleasure.
And in your conversation with Saleh, what do you feel that you may have learned?
Well, I've learned a lot about him. He's a very respectful person. looks to be a very successful businessman. You know, he speaks with knowledge and wisdom. I mean, I've been applying most of that stuff to my life, which is I've been able to get as far as I have. But, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind, you know, conversing with him, but I just came on because I don't know, man. When you're in politics and this whole traditional nationalist Christian centrist family BS is everywhere, and I just see it just, you know, and I know he's spoken against this, but when I first heard of Marquett, I just assumed him to be like a red pillar.
Real quick, before we go on, you answered what you learned about him, but I'm saying like, and I'm going to ask him the same thing, but what did you learn from him in the conversation?
I self-reflect a lot, so it's not like he became Jordan Peterson in a split second. You know, everything he said did, you know, make some pretty good sense. I didn't really agree with the whole warrior equaling leadership, because that just historically that usually amounted into the loss of many thousands of lives whenever the warriors were the leaders. There were some good warriors that were good leaders, but you know, but I mean he's
I don't want to interrupt you, but so you're telling me what you disagreed. I'm saying what might you have learned from all that he said? And,
I mean,
and if you feel like you didn't learn anything from him, you can say so. I'm not
yeah,
pressuring you.
I felt like he came and started talking to me with like a presumption that I'm like against him or the assassin. And I see the troll comments, which is so hilarious, because none of those folks would ever say any of that to my face. You know, that's the whole thing. It's all about respect. I never once disrespected anyone. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I'm very defensive when it comes, because everything I am,
Bruce,
I work for.
Bruce,
and you can have all the diamond mines.
I
but
hear you on that one. I'm just saying you could
I feel
say,
like
no, I didn't learn anything. Or
yeah, well, the reason why it's not like he wasn't saying stuff that couldn't help someone else, but I was never under the presumption of, you know, you being a negative person. Like like I said, when I put the comment in the live chat, everyone has bad takes. You know, I have a couple bad takes. I feel like stupid people shouldn't vote. I have bad takes. It's wrong, but from what I knew, and well, I'm getting off topic. I felt like he had that presumption that I'm just like some person that's just against you for whatever reason, which I'm not. I hope you help all the men become billionaires. You become a billionaire. You kept saying like, oh no, Bruce, you hate me, you're jealous of me. Not at all. Not at all. You said that multiple times.
Fair. Is this your final answer to what you learned from him?
Yes, I yield the floor.
Okay. All right. Cool. Do you have any parting words?
Nah, not really. Just I'll leave my email, and if you want to pay for because that's the thing, like when the person I know that knows you
directly, I'm gonna pay the same directly, so we make sure that you would turn up. You've given me your word, so I would expect that you would live up
for
to your
sure,
word.
but I just know like some of his retreats would be like $800-900 and for the weekend and all that, and that's cool, you know, but
yeah, don't matter.
I'll pay
for it. I'll pay for it as long as you're showing up. Don't matter. So it's okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to leave my email in this whatever chat studio. And then you can email me
send a DM on IG and we can work it out. Send a direct message on Instagram. If you're
Instagram
blocked on there, then use your ladies' IG if not. But just, hey, I was on the live stream. This is my email address. I want to come to the conference.
All righty.
Okay. Well, it was a pleasure.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Okay. I didn't remove him. I didn't remove him. I want everybody to think that I removed him. Boy. Bruce.
Say, interesting, you know. So it's
Bruce.
interesting conversation. I've been here for over an hour and a half just listening and going back and forth. It's hilarious. Certainly hilarious.
I appreciate that conversation you had with him in those cases. And I was watching the chat. You dropped some excellent information, well delivered. And even though that may not have impacted him, I think that there are probably a great many people watching who can appreciate what you shared. And so I thank you for that. And also, they were able to see two different approaches to the same person. And you engaged them with class and understanding, and you essentially got experienced the same conversation.
It's one of those things, you know. Literally one of those things.
Yeah, so I think people maybe understand sometimes why it goes left, but you have to forgive me. My dinner just arrived.
Absolutely, same.
Let's, if you don't mind, let's get into it. You know, and I'm going to yield the floor in a second, but I'll tell you one thing I'm thinking is a number one priority is defining identity, common identity among all of the Black peoples, and really pushing that out as like step one, trying to affect the Black mind. So like common identity, how do we define ourselves? And then what are some most basic common things that all of us agree on that are in the souls of Black folks? Obviously, I've been putting together the Black Code, so I've been like deep in this. So I want to yield the floor to you to say whatever's on your mind.
Yeah, saying to be honest, pleasure to meet everyone. I mean, the Saints, last time I was on a live stream, I must add, the Saints were very positive, and I did receive very, very good feedbacks from a lot of the Saints. In fact, some of them have reached out, and some of them we've done business with. Some of them we're in the middle of doing something. In private, we'll have that discussion, me and you, further, because obviously I don't want to talk about people's business on live. As far as Black people and identity goes, I think the number one thing that we often say in the Bible of the Saints, we need to know ourselves.
Yes.
The gross level of not knowing who we are as Black people is what affects us the most. Because we're trying to be what we are not. Like, for example, you know, with me and you last conversation, we had a conversation about, say, Black women with their hair and what they normally like to do. That's lack of self-knowledge. Secondly is you have somebody, no disrespect to Bruce, but you have somebody that cannot take out the emotionalism out of a conversation. That's another idea. So we need to know who we are. We need to know what we can become. We need to see all of the people that we have that can become something for us. So I think for me, when it comes to identity, we need to know our genetics biologically. We need to know what we are dominant in and what we can make happen. And thirdly is we need to be able to utilize our own way of living, our own culture, our own resources. Like in the continent of Africa, as you spoke about, we have a lot of resources. I know this because I'm in the mining sector. We have so much resources, but guess what? Majority of the mining companies are not even African. In fact, in Dr. Congo, like the only time you see somebody that's into any of these mines is he's a worker, never the boss. And if you look at all of the other people, like the richest people in South Africa, you will realize rarely would you see Black people doing all of that. So we need identity about ourselves. We need to know who we are biologically, and we need to know who we are mentally as well. All of this emotionalism where we see another Black person and all of a sudden we make it into like a pissing contest, it's just not necessary. We need to be able to love each other and succeed. But we need to weed out also the weaklings, as you like to say. That's my opening on that, Saint.
100%. And there's some things I want to show you. I'll show you offline, which we may have to set up another time like this soon. Much sooner. We'll set it up if you can before we get off of this live stream. I want to show you those things offline. Probably we can do it before the live session starts. So we'll pick a time, and then before it starts, we'll just do it then.
Brilliant.
You mentioned genetically.
Yeah.
And I'm right there with you. And I think that generally when you're trying to understand what something is, you also need to understand what it is not. So, of course, we don't want to get distracted talking about the other racial categories, but they are useful in also defining what it is not to be a Black person, because some of those distinctions are critical. So I think as a first step, putting together essentially an origin story, because last night I was working on the true scientific origin story of humankind, of the black people, and of the other peoples of the earth. And I thought, wow, you know, this is really funny that there is no scientific or even mythological or religious origin story that is popular among all of the black peoples. Where say, right? And across the Christians, you'd say, oh, we have Adam and Eve, or other religious groups, you say Hawa and Medan. So the Adam and Eve story is so popular, but the funny thing is, no one ever says where Eden is. Well, Eden could only be in Africa. And I was asking myself, in defining this, obviously using the science, but also making it, bringing narrative to it, because people remember stories, not scientific facts. And bringing narrative, do we even want to use the term Adam and Eve? Do we want to use the term Eden? Because I don't want to add confusion or bring people's thinking back to white supremacy Christianity. I yield the floor to you.
Yes, Saint, I do agree with you. We do need to find some of the actual stories of people that we know are truly great on the continent that have actually lived with evidence, where we would be able to point at that direction and say, see, that's success story. So we need, as Black people, to be able to bring up the past of where Black people have actually succeeded. Like, whenever I have this conversation where people talk about, oh, Mansa Musa, like, the reason why that is even a conversation right now is whenever people talk about gold, they go, oh, he would never be rich as Mansa Musa. And I said, you don't even know half of the story. Like, you don't even know half of the story. So we do need some Black heroes in our stories. We do need some people that actually have succeeded in some things they've done in the past. There is a lot of people that we can literally reference. So when we're piecing things together, you know what I'm saying? There was also just another add-on. We need leaders that have actually succeeded, but in silence. We need to make them known and their achievements. So the people that would come after them would become something. Let me give you an example. We once talked about how we think the continent needs a benevolent dictator, somebody that would be able to actually rule and unite Africa as a union itself. And somebody came to mind. And this guy is a very controversial figure in Nigerian history, Sani Abacha. People, in fact, I think he's the most controversial leader I have ever talked about in Nigeria.
Okay.
Because you have 40% of the population that think he was Nigeria's last hope of becoming a true superpower. And then you have 60% of the population thinking he was an evil dictator. One thing that's for certain, he did something right to get the attention of the West, that during his tenure, actually Nigeria got sanctioned. And right now, I'm friends with his son. Till this day, they're sanctioned from traveling. Musti, if you're watching this live, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about his son. Till today, he's been dead for what, 20-something years? Till today, his family are still sanctioned. That goes to show you, you've done something right, because the Westerners would never sanction you unless you've done something right. I would love for us to engage about his conversation when we do a further research regarding that. So we need identity of Black leaders, like Robert Mugabe, for example. You always reference him. Yes. We need people that have actually done something and succeeded as Black people. We need to be able to replicate their formula. So we need to respect our people and what they've done. Because if we never do that, everybody would think, you know what, the minute I make my own money, I'll just skip. There is no need to actually help anyone else. There is no need to engage.
Please forgive me. I don't like to eat on stream. It's just that the Bruce fellow caused the stream to go much longer than I anticipated. And my lady is a woman of duty, and she makes sure that I eat every 4 hours. So it was that time. I trust that Saleh will be back soon, so I'll give him a little bit of time, but perfect. Look like he's right there. Okay.
Peace to the Saints. My sincerest apology. The other four just died off.
Peace to the Saints. Welcome back.
Yeah.
So what I think there's two tranches, if you will.
Yeah.
And we have to pick, we'll curate which stories we'll tell. And I think that we should try our best to pick some across the diaspora. And so really we should be talking about the genetics piece, but you brought up the heroes, so I'm going to engage the heroes, and then we're going to go back to the genetics piece. So with regards to the heroes, I'll tell you who's on my mind right now.
Yeah.
So we'll pick a few folks from North America, from the States. So no more than 3, and ideally we'll try to do ones that maybe are not commonly known about. We'll pick 3 stories there. We'll pick Toussaint Louverture from Haiti, and maybe one other person just because their situation is really remarkable. We'll take Abacha, and probably, I think low-key, we might need to take Dangote too, because that refinery.
That's an interesting one, Said. You know what? That is a very, very interesting one, because I would be able to share some things with you that are very, very private. But one thing I can tell people is next year, my brother is marrying his cousin. So I do know him very, very well. And obviously some things, you know, if you like to engage about Dangote, I'll tell you privately, but not on live stream, as some things just come straight from, you know, him very well. I do know him very well because I did say to people on the last live stream, I said, listen, the truth is my background, yes, the family are very prominent in Nigeria and they do know Dangote very well, done businesses, grew up with my dad. And he's a very interesting character, I can tell you. He is one of those people where he is one of the few reasons right now where Europeans are actually paying too much attention to Africa. After his refinery, things went completely different to what many people thought. In fact, he is in the country, in his own country, which is Nigeria. He later said he regretted ever building that refinery. Because for the first time in history, he said, there are more mafias than I expected ever in my life. Because he was getting sabotaged by the government itself. So we can certainly discuss, especially about that offline, you know, we can certainly talk about that and who was the influence. So I do agree. He certainly needs to be.
2 from Nigeria. And we're going to get who we like. We'll put it out to the people. They'll vote. And we'll decide on which narratives to push, because we know that people have a short attention span. So the stories have to be great. They need to be made into children's books, and they need to be repushed in a strategic and consistent way. And we cannot have too many stories. So we really have to pick the most compelling stories and the ones that are cleanest, the ones that cannot be picked apart by the naysayers. We might also consider Haile Selassie, emperor in, he's having some internet issues, which is fine. I'll just tell you guys. We'll probably get a story out of Ethiopia. We absolutely have to, right? They're the only African country that hasn't been colonized. And we have to take Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe. We might consider Idi Amin Dada of Uganda. And we might have to wrap it up there. But that's on the second tranche. That's the second wave of what we're doing. The first wave is we have to deal with origin. So generally religion deals with origin stories. The only problem is that if you're an Ashkenazi Jew, your origin story basically is a lie, and it starts with the assumption that like you guys are the chosen, and you know, it's kind of a racialized story. If you're a Christian, the whole concept of Adam and Eve they're always portrayed as white in popular media and in religious texts. So the issue is that, you know, those stories, A, are already taken, B, they're already Eurocentric, and C, they're not scientific at all. The good fortune of the Black peoples is that they have a scientific truth, and we just need to bring narrative to the facts. And I think that's the number one thing that we actually have to teach. That's something I already finished literally last night for the Black Code. So that'll be published in the Black Code. It'll have audio, visual, and images. It says the stream is very laggy. Oh, it's not the only person. If anyone else is having trouble with the stream, do let me know. So that's going to be step one. And I think the greater question is, what is the outcome or the product of that step, telling the origin story of the Black peoples? And I think reasonably we might put it into a children's book. And if there's something else you think that we need to do from a publishing standpoint, please do let me know. And I need all of you guys involved in this, because this is how you actually change culture. For example, we didn't become feminism and pro-women's rights on accident. It was designed intentionally. The reason people say partner now is because people said, oh, well, how do we degender? Which word should we use? Okay, we're pushing partner. So none of this stuff is by accident.